Studios. This is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland. Michigan sports aren't just a game, they're a way of life. And now we've got a show dedicated to die-hard sports fans like you. Hosted by a guy who's borderline obsessed with the wins and losses of all your favorite teams.
He's crazy.
Every weekday morning from 9 to noon, Ben Bosscher brings you the talk that matters. The teams, the stories, and the players you care about most. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Remember that. Hello. How about them Tigers? Oh, boy.
Come on, bro.
I don't know if it's quite time to panic. I'm not going to do that. I'll tell you what, though. I'm not going to tell you to not panic about the Detroit Tigers team. Welcome into the show. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. As always, brought to you by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. It's Masters Day. Pistons back in action. Cade Cunningham returns to the court last night. 2 games left to try to chase 60 wins. It'd be just the third time in franchise history they're able to do that. We're not starting there, though. We're not starting with the Wings, who are in action tonight, season on the line. We are starting with the Tigers because, again, if you are ready to panic, I'm not going to be the one to stop you. You know, I'm not going to sit here and try to sell you hope on this team right now because it's a borderline impossible task. Now, it's early April. There is a lot of time left in this season. They're not giving you a ton of reasons right now to be optimistic about them. You can go up and down the lineup, and I think the thing that I'm the most frustrated with is McGonigle, Keith, when he's in AJ, and Dingler. They've been so great, and we can't even highlight those guys and celebrate it because they've been losing games. They're 4-7 now. They've lost 4 games in a row, 3 to Minnesota, who's just a god-awful team. Framber gets blown up in the first inning yesterday. Skubal got blown up 2 days ago later in the game. The pitchers are prone to blow up innings. The offense is inconsistent. And the guy who's supposed to be the best player on the team is just refusing to swing. Let's just jump right into it. Riley Green, y'all know him, 2-time All-Star, but a polarizing figure here in Detroit sports. Last year, he's polarizing because, 36 home runs, but 200 strikeouts, sets a franchise record, led the American League. This year, he's like, you know what? I'm not going to strike out as much, guys. I'm going to take a lot more pitches. I'm not going to be as aggressive at the plate. Here's the problem. It's gone too far. Here's a couple stats for you, Mr. Kyle Sandel. First pitch swing percentage. How aggressive is a hitter willing to be right out of the gate, attacking first pitches? Riley Green in 2025, last year, was swinging at 41% of the first pitches he saw. This year, it's down to 29%. There is a lack of aggression from him. Stat number 2. Percent of the time he's swinging at pitches that are in the zone. Last year, 73%. That makes sense. A pitch is in the strike zone, you better swing at it. This year, it's down to 61. There is a difference between laying off garbage pitches and not being aggressive. The Tigers, unfortunately, and more so Riley Green specifically, has just quit doing both of them. There was 2 pitches the last 2 nights, back-to-back nights, that were ball 4, not even close, use your ABS, tap your head, move on, draw your walk, go to first base. And Riley Green on both occasions has just said, I'll take the strike. I want a pitch that I can hit, rather than just saying, you know what, tap the head, let's get to first base. Riley Green refuses to use the ABS system. I've defended Riley Green. I've said there is still another level to get to with this guy. I am getting so sick of defending him just for him to let us down time and time again. I'm getting so frustrated with this guy. Use your challenge, man. It's a whole ball's length high. It's not a strike. You know it. I can see it in your eyes through a TV screen. Back-to-back nights. 2 nights ago, game was on the line. You just said, you know what, I'll just take a strike. Whatever. Last night, game not necessarily on the line, but you know what? It was a ball, man. It was a ball, and it wasn't even close. Just tap your head. He's not done it this year. As of a whole right now, the Tigers batters rank 21st in success rate when it comes to the ABS Challenge at a measly 41%. I'm getting real frustrated with this team, obviously. If I could give you one word, this is my question for everybody today. One word to describe your feeling about this Tigers team so far. Mine is not panic, but it is apprehensive. I am worried about what this team is going to look like 6 months from now, 4 months, 1 month from now. Hell, are they actually a World Series team? Those thoughts are creeping into the back of my mind already. Again, I'm not panicking. It's still early on in the season. The Vegas odds on who's supposed to win the AL Central have not moved. It's early. But I'm feeling apprehensive because these dark thoughts are creeping into the back of my mind. Are they actually not good enough? Are the pieces all going to gel together this season? And again, they only really have this year. Scooble, I know he didn't have an amazing start 2 nights ago, but you know what? As far as I'm concerned, when he's not on the team, this is not a World Series contender anymore. It could be, but guys like Troy Melton, Jackson Jobe, they're going to have to prove that they can take over. Framber Valdez is going to have to prove he can take over as an ace. Didn't look that great yesterday. He really didn't. I'm feeling apprehensive because I don't know if Colt Keith and McGonigle and Dingler and Green and Carpenter and Torkelson are all going to be good at the same time. And if they do, are they going to be able to stay good at the same time? I'm feeling apprehensive because the guy who's supposed to crush left-handed pitching is 0 for 10 on the season in Jahmai Jones. I'm feeling apprehensive because what we knew going into the year was Javier Baez, Zach McKinstry were going to regress after last season. That's been true so far. I'm feeling apprehensive because Torkelson can't hit a fastball right now. He's getting pitches right down the middle. And guess what he's hitting against four-seamers so far this year? 182. I am not going to sit here and tell you to not panic. It's early. If you want to do that, by all means, go for it. I'm not panicking yet, but these dark thoughts about maybe this team is not who we thought they were have already crept into my head. And it stems from Riley Green being just terrible, asleep at the wheel. Gleyber Torres, Spencer Torkelson, same thing. AJ Hinch, man, stop trying to overmanage. Colt Keith is the best bat we have on the team through the first 11 games. Why are you pinch hitting him for Spencer Torkelson, who's been god-awful to start the season? 621 OPS. Well, let's bring him in late in the game, because why on earth would we give Colt Keith a left-handed at-bat? Why would we even think about letting him go against a left-handed pitcher? I don't know, maybe because he's been on fire this year, and if you don't let him hit against lefties at some point, guess what? He's never going to learn how to do it. I'm so sick of this. It's like the Tigers have decided, well, Kerry Carpenter, they did this years ago, and I'm not even advocating for Kerry Carpenter to get more left-handed pitching at-bats, but it's like they just decide so early on that these guys can't hit against lefties or righties, or depending on, they can't cross-hit. And then they just never let him do it again. How are they supposed to develop? We saw it play out with Carpenter. He's never going to be a guy who hits against left-handed pitching. And now we're seeing it play out with Keith. The Tigers are ruining his ability to hit left-handed pitching because they won't let him do it. AJ Hinch, give him an opportunity. He has one at-bat this year versus left-handed pitching. He's been the best player on the team. For the love of God, let him stay out there. I'm all good on having Spencer Torkelson come pinch hit late in these games. I've become, like everybody else, incredibly frustrated with this Tigers team early on. What is the one word you would use to describe your feeling on this team so far? Mine is apprehensive. I'm getting nervous. I am nervous. I'm worried. I'm not panicking quite yet, but man, I think about what this season is going to look like, our expectations going into it. Hell, Kevin McGonigle has hit the ground running, and it hasn't mattered because all the players that are supposed to be the heart of the lineup have been asleep at the wheel. All the pitchers, including the bullpen, including the relievers, including the starters, every single one of them is prone to a blow-up inning right now. They've lost 4 in a row. 3 to Minnesota, who's supposed to be one of the worst teams in the entire league, guys. I don't think it's an overreaction to say this is pathetic. This has not been anything that we expected the Tigers to be. And here's the real unfortunate part about all of this. You want to know what the Tigers' record is in their past 81 games, half season? It's 35-46. That's a big enough sample size for you to actually say, oh, maybe they're not the team that we thought they were. They're 10 games below 500 for a half a season sample size. That's not good. That's terrible. And then you start to look at, okay, what does it look like in the last 40 games? Second worst record in the league. Second worst record in the league in their last 40 games. Actually, last 44 specifically. They're 13-30, Kyle. 13-30 in their last 43 games. Outstandingly bad. 989-837-6125. I want one word to describe how you're feeling about this Detroit Tigers season so far. One word to describe the Tigers 2026 season through, 11 or 12 games? Pathetic. That's one of them that comes to mind. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on the Mitt. 9 a.m. hour, as always, is brought to you by Iron Stack Technology. You know, we talk about the game plan all the time on this show. That's exactly how Iron Stack approaches IT. They help businesses stay secure, efficient, and ready for what's next, so you can focus on your mission instead of your technology. Iron Stack Technology, solution-driven, mission-focused. You can check them out online at ironstacktechnology.com. Chris Castellani is going to join us at 11. Kyle's going to give us his one word when we come back. We'll get to your guys' Mitt messages, comments as well in the YouTube. Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe. 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, Kyle, start us off. What is the one word you would use to describe the Tigers so far this season? As I've stated many times already throughout today's show, but in case you missed the open, mine is apprehensive. If you want to say panic, that's fine. I'm not quite there yet, but there are some pretty dark thoughts creeping into the back of my mind about how this season's going to go.
Yeah, I'm not quite panicking. I think I would be whatever the closest thing to panicking is. I'm like right on the verge of that because the stat that you bring up about them being, like think about the 2023 Tigers, the gritty Tigers, the way they ended the season. They used that to jolt themselves. So that would have been the 24 Tigers, right? They used that to jolt themselves into 2025 and get off to that awesome start that lasted all the way until the middle of the summer, all the way until June, basically. And now you think a way that the 25 Tigers ended their season. Sure, they won a playoff series. Sure, they went to Game 5 against Seattle. But they blew the division. And the back half of the season post-trade deadline was horrific for Detroit, and now that is fuddling over into 2026. So, this team clearly plays in big chunks of streaks, which is, of course, concerning if that is in a bad streak. And right now, that's exactly where they are.
Yeah,
so
the 81-game sample size, 35 and 46, that's more than a streak, man. That's more than ups and downs.
And
that's just a good enough sample size to say this is an 11-game under 500 team.
And we were saying the same thing last year in June, that we have a 100-game sample of the Tigers to open up this season going back to last year of being a really good team. That's the weird part about this group. And so
Is every fan base as tormented as the Tigers fans are?
yeah, I think the Mets fans probably are feeling the same way. My word is jaded. I told you this the other night. I turned off the Tigers the other night. I was so frustrated, and just watching them, I was just like, you just know it's not going to happen. Last night, yeah, they muster together this comeback. Oh, it might actually happen. And then every time Riley Green comes to the plate, yes, I know he had that RBI single, if we want to call it that. It bounced off the glove of the second baseman. I don't even know if it was a hit. Every time he comes to the plate, I'm just like, I get so frustrated. Jaded. I'm bored of it.
Why is he not
sick of it.
swinging?
I'm tired. I'm uninterested. It's weird to think that I'm already feeling that way right now, but it's a 162-game season. I shouldn't be feeling this way currently, but it's how I am.
Swing the bat, man. I know we wanted you to swing less. I'm sorry, man. Just go back to the uppercut swing. Go back to trying to hit it 5,000 feet. This new approach that he has of just not swinging is not okay. I'd rather him strike out 201 times and hit 36 home runs than whatever the hell we're watching right now. It's terrible. He won't swing. He won't use his challenge. I don't know what kind of pitch he's waiting for. I really don't. At what point is this guy just going to nuke a ball? Because that's why we all liked him last season. We didn't like the strikeouts, but we were able to live with him with how many home runs he was hitting. God, what we didn't like was the up and down aspect of it. The 36 home runs was great. Still hasn't hit one. He's gone.
Where's the up?
Where's the up?
You mentioned it in the open.
God.
You still believe that Riley Green can get to another level. No,
Not anymore.
He is on another level right now. He's on another level of bad. He has not been this bad.
He won't swing at first pitches. 29% for you may as well throw him a fastball down the middle. He's going to the plate knowing he's not going to swing at these first pitches. 61% of the time, 12% difference from what he was last year with the zone swing percentage. He's just not swinging at pitches that are in the zone. It's way more frustrating than watching him strike out at pitches that are outside of the zone, because at least we knew then he was aggressive and could hit home runs. The aggressiveness is gone. He's completely changed his mindset at the plate, not for the better, for the worse.
Absolutely. Yeah, so I mean that's been my reaction, because they've had potential to have these little comebacks the last couple nights, and each time, do you have any confidence they're actually going to pull it off?
No. Well, I mean, they get down by too many to where even when they do, when they are able to rally, it's like, sweet, nice 6 runs that you just scored. Now you need 3 more to win the game.
You were down 7-0 before that, though. And then in the games where they're only down by 1 or 2 runs, there's no life of the offense coming back, like in the Scooble start the other night.
989-837-6125. One word to describe the Tigers so far. Mark says punchless. Unable to throw punches. Yeah, I mean, They certainly get punched. They don't really throw any back. That's not a bad one. Thomas says pretenders. It's a little early for that, but I mean, like, I understand where he's coming from.
I mean, you can't say contenders, that's for sure.
You can't say contenders when you're in 4th place in your own division. Gary says concerning. It's a good one. Jacob says apathetic. Discouraged, Abby says. There's a lot of good ones.
No, there's not a lot of good ones. There's a lot of negative ones. Is there anybody that's positive? Like,
no. Why? There's no reason to be positive about this team. They've lost 4 games in a row. What positive word could we say about this team? Optimistic? No. Anything. If you want to argue that it's early, don't freak out. I'm not going to tell you to not do that, but what's your logic for why this is going to get better? That's where I'm at. Should it be better? Like, it's going to be hard to be worse than what's going on right now, but what's the argument for why this is going to be better? Riley's just going to figure this thing out?
Maybe that Riley Green and Spencer Torkelson were your 2 30-home run guys last year, and they each have 0 home runs currently. Like, they're not going to hit 0 home runs all season.
Yeah, they are. If Riley's just not going to swing at anything.
Right.
Good God. We got a text from Justin that just says expectations. I mean, have you lowered your expectations for this team yet? I don't think we should.
No, that shouldn't be the case.
We don't really have a choice but to keep our expectations for World Series contenders with the Skubal situation. Like, the Tigers have all but told us this is an all-in type of season. There's no room for, waiting around and development anymore, which is why I'm watching Spencer Torkelson strike out over and over again. I'm like, where's Jose Briseño? Which is why, we watch Zach McKinstry, and it's like, oh, my God. Like, it just gets bases loaded, Zach McKinstry's up. Great. Awesome. Fantastic.
Well, I think it's less about there's no time for development, because clearly development is happening with some guys. I mean, Kevin McGonigle is developing in front of our eyes. Colt Keith had another good game last night. It's the guys that you have already developed. It's the Torkelsons, the Riley Greens, the Gleyber Torres, that group of guys, which Gleyber had a good game last night, so I don't want to trash on him too hard. But, it's those groups of guys that shouldn't – there's not even a question mark with development with them. They've taken major step backs, and it just brings up the point once again of looking back how last year's season ended. Like, the offense was extremely disappointing for the last 3 months of the season, including the playoffs, and we were blinded by Kevin McGonigle joining this group, when in all reality, everybody else was going to take a step back. We knew that.
I don't think we would have predicted everyone takes a step back, though.
We had talked about some natural regression was going to happen with some of the guys that overperformed last year, like Zach McKinstry and guys like that, Javi Baez. Even Dylan Dingler, I thought, was kind of due for a little bit of regression. That obviously hasn't happened. You did not think that with Riley Green, though, and with Spencer Torkelson.
And Kerry Carpenter.
Right. Gleyber Torres, even. You didn't expect that for any of those guys, yet all of them is pretty unreal.
We got one that says unenthusiastic. Yeah, it's getting hard. I mean, you said you turned him off last night. At some point, I didn't turn him off, but
last night I watched. It was the night before that I just got so frustrated.
Today I'm like, oh my God, I'm not looking forward to today's day game. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like right now, unfortunately, it feels like something I have to do rather than something I want to do.
Scotty Scheffler's teeing off right around the same time as the Tigers' first pitch. Like, I got better things to do, Jack Flaherty. I'm sorry.
Jack Flaherty, that's how we'll feel better. Jack Flaherty's going to come put a great
Jack
performance
Flaherty,
on.
save the 4-game sweep from the Minnesota Twins for us.
We're gonna, you know exactly what's going to happen, though. They're going to get off to a nice start. They're going to get through 4 innings, and then Jack Flaherty's going to implode. Self-implosion. It's classic.
Well, and even last night, I mean, Framber Valdez giving up 6 runs in the first inning, that was the one thing about his game that was a little bit alarming when the Tigers signed him, was last year he had a few starts. Any start that hindered his ERA poorly, it wasn't he gave up 2 runs in the second and then gave up 3 runs in the fourth. It was these types of starts. He had one against the Tigers last year. A huge blow-up, give up 7 runs in the first inning type of start. And he got himself out of it. He still ended up pitching into the 6th inning, which is kind of unreal for how much he gave up in that first inning.
I didn't think he was going to get out of the first inning.
Right, yeah, exactly. But obviously, that game was over. You never knew that. You never thought the Tigers were actually coming back. They gave an effort to, but that game was over from the start. And it was just, that's why my word was jaded, because I was just uninterested.
We got one text that said Torkelson should have started last night. No, I was fine with giving him the day off. I was actually livid when he came in.
He's been bad. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't understand what is A.J. Hinch's fascination with never allowing his guys to hit opposite pitching or hit lefty-lefty.
Well, I mean, you know it. I mean, it's not a fascination. He trusts the numbers. The numbers suggest that Spencer Torkelson is better in that spot than Colt Keith is. It's that simple.
Colt Keith is never going to get better at it.
I'm with you, but like you're just acting like A.J. Hinch is just randomly doing this. Like there's a reason behind it.
I know, but at some point we have to let the best players stay in the game and develop on their own. Like we've seen this happen with Kerry Carpenter to where now he's a lost cause. He's never going to be someone who hits left-handed pitching left-handed pitching, right? And with Colt Keith, we're going down this path. He's been the best hitter on the team so far, and it's just like, nah, let's take him out. What's the point? He has one at-bat versus righties this year. Are you serious? For Torque, who's been terrible, can't hit a fastball? I don't like it. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We're live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Here's the other thing, too, about the numbers. Why does Riley Green still get to be out there then? Riley Green's the only guy who never gets pinch hit, ever.
Oh, if he got pinch hit for, though, you'd be upset. You were last time.
You're right. I was in the playoff game, but now he's pissing me off in a way where he's never pissed me off. Swing the bat, Riley. Swing the bat.
Stinks, so.
Swing the bat. For the love of all humanity, swing the bat. We need you to be more aggressive. 989-837-6125. Ben Bosscher Show, as always, is brought to you by Bresky Siding and Building Repair, the experts who do the job right the first time. Whether you have a leaky roof or storm damage, the siding looking a little tired on your home, Bresky's got you covered. Locally owned, trusted, and dedicated to keeping Midland area homes safe and looking sharp. Quality materials, skilled craftsmanship, and service that puts your family first. Don't wait for the next storm. Call Bresky Siding and Building Repair today and keep your home strong for years to come.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding. Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, welcome back into the show. We got to pace ourselves with the Tigers. If we talk about them for too long consecutively, we're going to get pissed off. Let's hit the news.
The Mitt's Morning Catch.
Yeah, joke's on you, Ben. I'm already mad.
It's
too
I
late.
am too, man. I think yesterday was the most upset I've been this season at that team. It's the most
Really?
upset I've been in a while at a Detroit sports team. I guess the Wings on Monday, that wasn't even an upset thing as much as it was like I can't believe this is happening. This Red Wings team is so pathetic. But yesterday I was just straight up pissed off. Riley Green, please use your challenge. He has not used an ABS challenge this year. Why? You consistently get fastballs high.
He just said we're moving on, so we can't get mad. And
It's mind blowing.
What's happening? Yeah.
Did you see the screenshot that we
getting
posted about? It's on
did.
100.9 The Mitt's Facebook. It's on my personal Twitter about the two different ball fours that he got that were both called strikes, and he was just like, "Nah, I have no interest in tapping my head right here." Like, dude, this is why I don't like ABS, Kyle. It's another thing for me to be pissed. I'm no longer pissed at the umps. I'm pissed at my team because they're not good at using it.
Yeah, but Dylan Dingler got another one right last night, though. Oh, the one that I think this was in the 7th or 8th inning, though. The one that ended the Tigers' inning.
Which time? That happened twice.
When they had two guys on base, down by 2, and it was a ball 4 or ball 3 call, whatever, and it got reversed to end the inning. Oh, that made me so upset. Yeah, that one stunk.
So the Tigers overall rank 5th in success rate. That's all because of Dylan Dingler, though. Their batters suck at it. They rank 21st. And I'd love to see the stats on like when you should call it. Like the percent. I haven't found the stat or anything because it's all so new. Someone needs to come up with a stat for when you should use it but you don't, and when you shouldn't use it but you do. If that makes sense.
Like just getting it wrong, or like not using it in an ideal scenario, you're saying?
Correct, because the
Not
Tigers
using it
rank
correctly?
21st in success rate, so that's not using it successfully. But like that doesn't
Missed opportunity, ABS, basically.
Because I think the Tigers would lead the league in that. Not that I've watched a whole lot of
Right,
other
yeah, if you watched
teams.
any other baseball this year.
Not really.
Yeah. If baseball's a sport, it's hard to watch a lot of other games in anyways. Okay, let's actually do the news now. How about that? Let's first look at the community calendar presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. It's springtime, so if you're looking for something to do in the Midland area, the Butterflies in Bloom at the Dow Gardens continues throughout the next couple of weeks, happens throughout the day
Went
from
and saw
9 to
that.
4. I was about to say, you went to that, right?
I made some butterflies crawl on my fingers. It was cool.
That sounds pretty cool.
It was cool.
So yeah, if you want to go check that out, that's at the Dow Gardens throughout April. Okay, Masters kicking off today. Already have a bunch of groups that have started. Not a ton of notable names. Max Homa is going off right now. Angel Cabrera, our leader, is Jose Maria Olazabal. Never heard of that person, but shout out to Jose because he's 2 under through 5. He is in solo first right now, but some notable guys that are teeing off throughout the day today. Your group that you can watch on ESPN is Matt Fitzpatrick, Bryson DeChambeau, Xander Schauffele there at 10:07. Rory McIlroy tees off at 10:30, and then later this afternoon, Scotty Scheffler teeing off at 1:44. Right at the same time as the Tigers.
It's making me really want to golf. Too bad the entire state's underwater right now.
Yeah, it's...
Speaking of things that make me mad,
What, the
stepping on the
rain?
links.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you think Ben gets mad at the Tigers. Watch Ben shake his drive into the woods.
Yeah, hole one.
Yeah. Words you cannot use on the radio there. Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite things to do is when you can watch golf at like 8 in the morning.
Yes.
It's just it's just when you just have it on while you're doing whatever work you're doing.
Nice start to the day.
Hopefully with whatever job you work, you're at least able to have the Masters on in the background throughout today and tomorrow because it is such an amazing feeling. It is the true, like, golf is officially back. So we'll keep up with the Masters scoreboard throughout today's show, tomorrow's show as well. Obviously, Sunday we'll have our champion.
You got a prediction?
I don't think Scotty's winning.
Okay.
And I love Scotty Scheffler, by the way. Like,
He just had a
this
baby.
isn't a hate thing. I just think there's too much going on. He hasn't competed in a couple weeks. He was plus 500 to open up the tournament, which is lower odds than he usually is. He's always like a plus 300 to win every single major. I just don't think he's winning this time around. I think it's going to be a weirdo one.
I think it's beefy Bryson.
That'd be cool. I think it'd be cool if Bryson won. I don't think Rory's going back-to-back. I think it's going to be an odd one. I think Justin Rose is kind of a guy that I like. I like Cameron Young. Those are like my sneaky Masters picks. Those are at least the ones that I wagered on. It's also my favorite sport to bet as well.
Really?
Golf bets are just because, I mean, you can win a plus 3,000 bet. Like, it's more realistic to win that than winning a plus 3,000 in any other sport.
Is it? Wouldn't it be
you
the
can't
exact
really
same?
get a straight bet for plus 3,000 like in the NBA.
I see what you mean. Yeah. That makes sense.
That actually could happen too, yeah. Okay, tonight, Wings versus Flyers at 7. The Wings are hosting Philly in essentially a must-win game.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. Their playoff odds are between 5 and 7%, depending on where you look. Loss tonight won't technically eliminate them, but, I mean, it's going to essentially do that. Then if you lose tonight, you're basically asking to win out 3 straight and also hope every other team loses all their games and doesn't even get points in overtime.
Yeah.
So it becomes incredibly unlikely
It doesn't look
if
good.
they lose today.
You have to win tonight. Yeah, we're just going to call it a must-win game because, yeah, it's terrible. We did mention, though, that the Tigers 140 first pitch day against the Twins. They're looking to avoid the sweep. Jack Flaherty on the bump for Detroit, taking on McGonigle for the Twins.
Another
Tigers
righty.
have made all of these Twins pitchers look like Cy Young winners. They did it yesterday with Bailey Ober, who has really not been a good pitcher for them. So we'll see what McGonigle does to them today.
Another righty on the mound. Tigers have not faced a lefty starter yet this year, which is kind of crazy. I don't know how it's worked out that way. Maybe it's just a schedule thing. I mean, it has to be.
Right.
I'm fine with it, though, because it means Colt Keith and Kerry Carpenter actually get to be in the lineup, although Kerry, it's not like he's been great this year. Colt Keith, I'm going to be so pissed off the first time they play a lefty and Colt Keith's just straight up not in the starting lineup. I'm going to be so mad.
We need one of his to go over the wall. Him and McGonigle have had so many doubles that have been close to home runs this season. The fact that neither of them actually have gotten the home run yet.
Well, I mean, McGonigle had one go over the wall. It just got robbed.
Right.
Well,
He had
game
one
2?
hit the top of the wall, yeah.
Yeah. That was Colt last night, too, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, just they've been so close to getting the homers. We need them to actually go over the wall because they've been really good. Speaking of doubles, though, Max Clark continuing his hot streak in Toledo. We're going to keep up with him all season long. He went 3 for 4 last night. He picked up his 7th double of the season. Dude's got 7 doubles right now for Toledo. I mean, I think we are going to see Max Clark much sooner rather than later here in Detroit, especially if these offensive struggles continue. It doesn't even matter what Parker Meadows is doing. Like, if everybody is struggling, they need any sort of offense.
Yeah, Jahmai Jones 0 for 10 right now, by the way. And
what does Jahmai Jones do?
I mean, he's there to crush the left-handed pitching.
Oh, yeah, he's crushing it, man.
Yeah, he's 0 for 10 against left-handed pitching so far. So I'd be fine with pulling up another lefty and getting Max Clark some looks sooner rather than later. I don't think that's happening in the next couple weeks or anything, but
it could be
if
like
I gave you an over-under of June 1st, what would you take?
I was just going to say that, actually. I would go over. I think that they might want to wait till, like, the All-Star break.
Okay.
That would be my prediction. But if somebody gets injured or anything, like, he's probably the first guy they think of to bring up. So
Over Wenzel?
No, actually, Wenzel would be one.
Over Justin Henry Malloy?
Henry Malloy's not on the Tigers. Jace Young probably would be the next guy to give him another opportunity. But, yeah. Okay, a couple more things. Pistons win big last night in Cade Cunningham's return. I know we're going to touch on this a little bit more, but had to throw it out there, man. 13-10 for Cade. They blow out Milwaukee, and it was just very, very nice to see Cade back on the floor.
I want to touch on our Pistons Pendulum in a second.
Okay. I don't know if you saw this, though. At the Pistons game last night, a bunch of the Michigan men's basketball team was there.
Yeah, I did see that. Pretty cool. Just kind of walking around as champions, you know?
Why not? I mean, I'll do the same thing. Their title win over UConn, by the way, the most watched NCAA basketball championship game since 2019.
Everybody wants to see the Wolverines, man.
7 years, man. The biggest one, which makes sense. It had the storyline of, like, UConn, that big-time market, and then Michigan, of course.
What do you mean big-time market?
Of that, like, that program. Like, it's a big-time program. They going for their 3rd ring in 4 years.
Sure. I mean, Michigan's a significantly bigger program in terms of popularity.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. I mean, UConn going to win their 3rd and 4th years, that's a big deal. Everyone wants to watch that.
You're right that everybody wants to watch that. There's a reason that this one, rather than their back-to-back one, was more watched, though.
Yeah,
It's
because
the
those
Block
were
M.
not the first, or that wasn't the third time they could win.
Come on, man. You're not saying that that's a bigger reason. That's a bigger reason than
People were
the
watching
Block
that
M?
because of Dan Hurley, not because of Michigan.
I think you're underestimating how many Michigan fans there are across the country.
No, I'm not underestimating that. I'm just saying, like, it was the combination of both of them playing.
Sure. Yeah. Like 68% Michigan, 32%.
Now, I'd go 1% less on that.
Okay. 989-837-6125. Where's our Pistons Pendulum when we come back? This is the Ben Bosscher Show, and we're live here on 100.9 The Mitt. You can see our bright smiles on our YouTube page. We're live there every day from 9 to noon. Our bright smiles, they start at Scott Family Dental, where comfort, care, and clean teeth come on a standard. Locally owned by Brandon Scott, a native of the Great Lakes Bay region, the business is family-focused. They treat patients of all ages like ones of their own. From routine checkups, whitenings, crowns, and more, they got the tools and the gentle touch to keep your smile shining.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, 2 games left for the Pistons this year. Cade returned to the court last night. He had a double-double with points and assists last night in just 26 minutes, 13 points and 10 assists. Looked fine. Had a couple dunks, so, he looked totally fine. Looked like Cade Cunningham again. Didn't need to be all that aggressive in the scoring department because they murdered Milwaukee. Jalen Duren was a plus 24 when he was out there. Just a force to be reckoned with, which further solidifies what we kind of hinted at a week or so ago, that if the Pistons are going to go on a nice little playoff run here, I see a lot of Cade's going to save us. Cade's going to save the city. Well, yeah, this isn't an anti-Cade thing, but I do think this is more of a duo than we've ever given it credit for. Maybe it's not Cade and everybody else. It's Cade and Duren. This is very much a duo, and if this team is going to go on a long playoff run, it's going to be equally as part. Jalen Duren is going to be equally a part of it and a reason why as Cade Cunningham, if not more, depending on the certain matchup. So my question is, where's your Pistons pendulum at? Because all season long it's been swinging back and forth. We feel really good about them. They're beating all the best teams in the league. Nobody's really contended for that 1 seed. Since December, other than the Pistons, and then it goes the other way of hey, you've lost a couple games in a row. You really take out Cade Cunningham. What else does this team have? There's a lack of shooting on it. So after watching Cade Cunningham back last night for the first time, where is your Pistons pendulum at right now?
I would say it's feeling pretty good as far as based off of how I felt all season long.
I'd have to agree with you.
It's hard to not feel that way just because how good they were without Cade Cunningham. And he also returned much sooner than I expected him to.
Right.
So that in itself is already going to make me feel pretty good. They still were winning all these games without him. Now, yes, they didn't have to face any of the teams that you're actually fearful of in the Eastern Conference. Still the Celtics, the Cavs, and I will just toss the Knicks in there as teams that are threats to Detroit in the East. You didn't have to face any of those teams without him, which is fine. I mean, they still were beating up on teams that you might play in the first round of the playoffs. I'm certainly not worried about, one, the Pistons winning a playoff game in LCA for the first time ever. Absolutely not worried about that. That will happen.
How about this? Not the Pistons. Any game. There's never been a home win in LCA.
A playoff game. Never been a home win ever in LCA. Home playoff win.
Wings have never even played a game there.
A playoff game, correct. I'm also not worried about them just winning a playoff series. They are the 1 seed versus 8 seed. Yeah, we've seen some teams get frisky in the past. I'm not worried about that. I don't think with Cade Cunningham being back and after watching last night, I'm not even doing the whole I don't really want to see them in the first round. I don't really want to see Charlotte. I don't know if I want to see this team, blah, 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 Philly. I don't really care. I think they're going to win. Now, you might have a little bit more. It might be more difficult.
There's teams you'd rather see.
Yeah, you might drop a game or two to Philly or Charlotte rather than if you play Toronto, you might just sweep them.
Toronto or Orlando. Those are the welcoming those teams.
Sure. So, yeah, I understand that perspective, but I'm not worried about them losing the series to any of those teams. I think my pendulum's in a pretty good spot. I feel pretty good. I'm confident that this team can win 2 playoff series, which I think was always if anything more than that happens, this is a whoa. I'm shocked. I know they're the 1 seed and everything. If this team went to the finals, I would still just be they beat Boston? That's crazy.
Yeah, Boston's your favorite right now at plus 170. Yeah. Cleveland is plus 30, is plus 330. And then the Pistons are plus 470. Not bad value if you really are bought into this Pistons team to win the East.
Plus 470?
Not bad.
I'm for sure going to be placing that.
That's what I'm saying.
Just as I'm going to be happy and I'm going to have some money.
For the Pistons to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, what do you think that's sitting at right now?
Well, they're going to face Cleveland, so it's definitely plus money, but probably not by a ton.
Plus
probably
150.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
But the books also believe Cleveland will beat Detroit. So,
and the last time that we played Cleveland, we did get
2 times.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a feeling of, oh boy, that's not a good matchup because they've got a proven playoff guy in Donovan Mitchell.
They have a proven non-playoff guy in James Harden as well.
There is a scenario where they just, Cleveland's, they've got a lot of talented players. They shoot a ton of threes. The math might just math itself. But if James Harden's a non-factor, There is a world where they just punk that team.
A non-factor's crazy.
I mean, that's what he's been the last few playoff rounds.
I don't think he's been a non-factor. I just think he's been not superstar James Harden in the playoffs. But I see where I get what you're saying.
Just throw Ron on him. Just let Ron just annoy him for 7 straight games. Let Asar Thompson take the Mitchell assignment, and Duren just gets to work in the paint. Like, that's the thing, man. To me, it's Jalen Duren is the secret sauce on how this team gets to the conference finals.
Yeah,
I mean, no disrespect to Cade at all, but if they're going to beat a team like, they're going to,
especially Cleveland. I mean, like, Cleveland's weakness would be a dominant big.
Sure, and they're going to need, like, at some point, Cade's going to need to go toe to toe and match buckets with the other team's best player, which in that case is Donovan Mitchell. At some point, that's going to have to happen. But I do think throughout the course of the first 40 minutes, if Jalen Duren can dominate whoever they're playing, that's the key on how you pick up a victory.
Hey, man, and one thing we really haven't been talking about, which, I mean, it's not like a huge subject or anything. There's a reason we haven't. Kevin Huerter just, like, for sure going to be a bigger role in the playoffs.
Shout out Trajan Langdon.
Right? What a great trade.
Jaden Ivey,
Trade
not
of
even
the
in the NBA. I think it is the trade of the year. Like, how can it not be?
You traded it is the trade of the year.
You traded away a guy who's out of the league and will most likely never play again to move up in the first-round pick for a rotation guy in the playoffs. Tell me what trade even rivals that?
I don't know. The OKC Thunder traded nothing to get Jared McCain just added onto their playoff roster.
I mean, they gave up a pick, though. The Pistons got a better pick to acquire Kevin Huerter and just got rid of someone who would not be on an NBA roster.
Of the year.
The guy they traded's not in the league anymore.
Garland Harden trade?
1-for-1 trade. You got an older player in return. I don't think you understand, Kyle. Jaden Ivey's no longer in the NBA.
You're right. Break it down for me even more. I don't understand.
He's
no,
not
keep going.
in
I don't
the NBA.
I don't understand. Break it down more.
989-837-6125. We'll circle back to the Tigers here momentarily. I want to do something about nicknames for Detroit guys because the hustle man Ron Holland that's not going away apparently. Who's got the best one? We'll do to all of it. Chris Castellani is going to join us at 11. This is the Ben Bosscher Show.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Radio 100.9 The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
So we're in day 2 of the transfer portal being opened. And for the Wolverines and for the Spartans, mostly inactive. Michigan's had one player hop in there. But other than that, it's been pretty quiet for both teams so far. There is some rumor that Juke Harris is potentially going to be going to Michigan, but nothing has been confirmed quite yet. The player that they've lost is Winters Grady. I think the portal this season, I mean, we know Michigan will attack it at some point and land some big-time guys. Last year it took them a little bit. It's not like they did it all in one day. I think with Michigan State, I'm going to be way more intrigued as to what they're doing because I look at, it's great of a tournament that Cohen Carr had. I don't think it's some we can't brings anyone in to play a wing spot and replace Cohen Carr. It's like, no, you can. You can replace any single person in the lineup that's not named Jeremy Fierce. That's the mentality I would like Tom Izzo to have. It's probably not going to happen, though. What's most likely going to happen is he goes and gets a big man in the portal. It's someone who averaged 7 points per game, 8 points per game as some mid-major, and that's going to be that. They're going to be there to get rebounds and be the 5th leading scorer on the team. That's going to really piss me off. What they should be doing is just finding the best players available and figuring it out later. But unfortunately, I feel like Izzo's put himself in a situation to where, hey, no, these guys have earned their stripes. These are starters next year no matter what. And has boxed himself in. That feels like where the Spartans are right now.
I honestly disagree. I think that MSU is in a spot where I think they're going to get a good – they're going to land one player in the portal. And it's going to be their best get in the portal yet.
The bar's not very high.
I mean, they got Tyson Walker in the transfer portal quite some years ago. He ended up being their best player.
Sure.
That's a pretty valuable one. Joey Hauser was a portal guy. That was pre-super portal era, but still. Because you look at this MSU rotation, this is something that I've been trying to break down. As much as there's been anti-MSU conversation for next year, a lot of hype is being given to the Spartans going into next season just based off of
number one. They're ranked number 1.
They're returning a lot. Plus, they're bringing in I think it's the number 4 class in the country now since Michigan passed them. Of course they did. But yeah, your starting 5 outside of your center is just kind of already set in stone. And then you have those 4 freshmen coming in. 2 of them I think are going to be big impact players with Ethan Taylor, and Josiah Jervis will probably play a ton as well, being a wing off of the bench. But
have we ruled out Ethan Taylor just being the starting center?
I think so, right? It's a lot to ask. It's very difficult for a guy like him to just be the 5 in the Big Ten of all leagues. I guess I won't rule it out, but it's definitely something I would not expect to happen. Maybe at some point by the end of the year, but I also think
Izzo team.
Right.
I mean, there's really only been one instance of a freshman that's earning his stripes, and that would be Jace Richardson, and even he had to earn them. It's not like he was just a starter right away.
I mean, Jaren Jackson is the prime example of a guy who came in, started right away, but also
but then look what happened in March Madness.
Sure, yeah. He wasn't the 5 either. Played next to another big. I think in an ideal scenario for MSU, next year Cohen Carr is the 4. He is the full-time 4. Because the spacing last year, even though he had a good March, we got to remember how we thought of Cohen Carr for most of the season. Him in the lineup with Kohler and Cooper, it just is, it's too wonky. It's too jumbled all together. It makes their half-court offense very difficult to watch and sometimes gross. So in an ideal world, Cohen Carr is your 4, but if he is as athletic as he is, as strong as he is, he's an undersized 4. He's 6'6".
And then if he's the 3, it runs into spacing issues. It's just
he's
so exciting, but actually fitting him into a 5-on-5 roster is a lot harder of a task than you necessarily ask. And he's had a good March back-to-back years, but at the same time, it's he probably should have a good March when he's playing these mid-majors that no one is 50% of the athlete that he is.
Right, yeah, I mean, that's fair. But I think he is going to be the starting 4, hopefully, but that means you have to go get a rock-solid big.
Is Kohler done? Kohler's done for sure?
Kohler's done for sure.
Okay.
I mean, there's the world where, Carson Cooper could potentially apply for the 5th year. They've already announced on Instagram their time to Spartans is over, and thank you, MSU. So, there's no way they come back. You got to go get a dominant big man. You have to go get a big that is going to come in and maybe be your best player. That is what has to happen, and that's what I think is going to happen because they don't need to attack any other positions. They have like 12 guys in the rotation right now for next year. You're going to have to make some tough decisions as far as who plays and who doesn't. If Cam Ward and Cohen Carr come out as the starting 3 and 4 next year, that's disgusting. Like they have to have a really good big come out of the portal. And everything you hear, if you're on Twitter, you're following all these rumors that are going on with the transfer portal, it's difficult to follow because there's so many rumors. There's so much tampering and everything that goes on.
I'll tell you that I don't really care about the Twitter rumors this year. Until someone actually signed or there's a reporter with some credibility that's actually saying it, I try not to look at what anybody's saying.
A lot of them
X.
turn out to be right. You know, a lot of them last year were really early in on Yaxel Lenneberg going to Michigan.
Just too much of it. Just all I'm saying is be careful of the Twitter rumors.
You're right. Everything that I have seen so far is that Michigan State is not like avoiding the transfer portal. Like they are very keen and aware that the big man, there's a ginormous hole there for next season, and that's a spot that they want to fill with a legitimate guy. And there's been some names tossed out, but who knows what's going to happen. I just think that the fact that they only need one guy, it's not like they need to fill like 4 or 5 different major positions on this team. I think that's almost a good sign for them to be super aggressive in the portal.
You could also flip this the other way of why are you using the portal only to fill your needs rather than just acquire the best players and then figure it out later, which I feel like is exactly what Michigan did last year.
But they also have like 13 guys on roster already. Like you only get 15 spots. Like they literally can't do that.
We are kind of gearing up to, like, with all those returners, we are gearing up to like a last dance sort of run for Izzo, you know?
Well, yeah, everyone kind
really
of assumed
requires a legend, like an awesome portal. Yes, but an awesome portal center, like a phenomenal one.
You're saying like next year is the last dance?
I don't know if it'll be his last season, but I think it'll be the last great chance he has.
I mean, he's bringing in his best recruiting class in years, and they're all freshmen next year.
Yeah, but you're also in a situation where after next year you're losing a ton of guys, right? With Carr and
you're losing Carr. Jeremy Fears only a junior next year.
I guess he is. Yeah,
like
Fears
senior Jeremy Fears with sophomore Ethan Taylor.
Fears is going to turn into one of those guys that
he'll be here
everyone thinks is way older than he actually is. You know what I mean? Like where he's been here forever.
Braden Smith. Everyone's like, but Braden Smith's been at Purdue for 8 years. No, he's just a regular senior actually.
Yeah, the way Hunter Dickinson was at the end.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. We are kind of. I think in my mind we're gearing up towards like a really incredible, like, hey man, this could be a year where it gets it done. And if it's not this year, it's probably never going to happen.
Yes, you're right. It's never been more obvious that, especially based off of the team in your own state, in Dusty May in Michigan, won the championship by using the transfer portal better than anybody. That should be a major flash in front of Tom Izzo's face. Like, you just have to. You have to do it. You have to go get a dominant big man. And like you said, it can't be Shimon Zapawa. It's got to be a guy that is coming in to be the guy, to be like him and Fears. And the reason why I think it could happen, it's a pretty enticing spot for somebody, right? You come get to be the big man at MSU, who is always a major part of the offense, and you have the best passer in the nation as your PG.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a pretty fun opportunity for me if I'm a big man that wants to go play somewhere.
Yeah. I don't think you're wrong about that. And then Michigan, on the other hand, they're just going to need a mass number of people rather than one specific target. They just need as many guys as possible.
You're bringing back, as far as lockdown guys in the rotation next year, Cadeau, McKinney.
Kaysen's probably not playing.
Merez is probably going to the draft, but I have seen a little bit of buzz about, like, maybe Merez just comes back, which...
I mean, that would be
unreal. That would be crazy if that happens.
He was a grown man amongst everyone this year.
If
he had another year to just put on some more muscle and develop, just the ability to put the ball on the floor and take one dribble and get to the rim. Because right now he really only has he did this a lot and he traveled a lot too, but like the one dribble, pound your shoulder into somebody, turn around and do a little hook shot. If he can develop like the just moves out of that rather than just using dominant force, now all of a sudden you're talking about like an all Big Ten type.
Well, and
of guy.
he was the number 3 behind Yax and Mara this year, no doubt about it. Like if he can be convinced that you're like the primary big man on this team next year, like that could be a reason for him to come back, improve his draft stock. I mean, look at what Mara did. He's only a junior. It's not like the age stuff is going to play that much with how young Merez still is. So.
No, because it's not like you're ever drafting Merez to be a superstar in the NBA anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And so obviously Michigan is going to have to acquire another big. They'll probably get one of the best guys in the portal because that's been what May has done in his 2 years at Michigan. Like, did you see the clip of him on Cowherd? Him just talking about the portal? Cowherd asked him about celebrating the championship. He was like, yeah, I got a couple hours of sleep, and then boom, we just got off a Zoom call. I got another one right after this. Like, he was just so dialed in on the transfer portal. He was like, this 2-week window is our Super Bowl. It's not even the championship. Like, this is where we figure out how good we're going to be.
He's got it figured out better than anybody else.
It's an awesome guy to have in charge of your basketball program, no doubt about it.
989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We're live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Hey, Masters on today. We got it on our TV right now. Tee up right now at Sandy Ridge Golf Course, Midland's Hidden Gem, where every round feels like a little bit of a getaway. Now featuring a brand new clubhouse, part lounge, part hangout, all class. Perfect for cooling down or talking smack after 18. Smooth greens, scenic fairways, and enough birdies to make your buddies jealous. I got 2 of them last year. I was just telling Kyle in the last break.
You got more than 2, right?
I think so. Last year was my first summer golfing. I was happy with 2 birdies.
Sure.
I also got a birdie before I ever parred. That's the weirdest thing.
That is really weird.
Whether you're a weekend warrior or just there for the vibes, Sandy Ridge brings the game and the chill. Book a tee time, plan your outing, or stop by and pretend you know how to read a green. That's Sandy Ridge Golf Course, the hidden gem that's way too good to stay a secret.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building. by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
So the Pistons, they've got a couple nicknames on the team. Also, by the way, just an incredible from the top rope performance from George Blaha yesterday in the Pistons' final home game of the year, where out of nowhere they just cut to a shot of Giannis, who obviously was not playing last night, and he just goes, "Speaking of guys who never play, how about Joel Embiid? Him and Giannis always in street clothes." And it's just like, dude, George, you're unhinged right now, man.
Savage,
just,
man.
For no reason whatsoever.
Calling out Embiid. He's not even in the game.
Not even in the game. Haven't played him in weeks. And he's just like, Giannis and Embiid, those guys never play. And just for no reason. But
Special K probably hit him with a, "Oh, come on, George."
And then George backtracked. He was like, well, I hope he stays in Milwaukee. It's good for the NBA if he's in the East. And it's like, George, you do not care where Giannis plays at all. George has given out a handful of nicknames over the years. But one that's sticking that he refuses to use elsewhere is Ron Holland. I don't think he's called Ron Holland by his name since January.
Well, if he does, it's Ronald Holland.
Yeah.
It's always Ronald Holland. That's what Special K calls him every single time.
God, they're so funny. They really are. You know in the Muppets. You remember the Muppets? You watch that ever?
Are you going to say the two dudes that
Yeah.
are up in the side of the theater every time that are
We're
just like
bitching the whole time? That's George and Special K during the
so
Pistons
good.
games.
That's so good.
It's the Hustle Man, Ronald Holland. The Hustle Man is just like the worst nickname ever. It fits. It's accurate. It's just a mouthful. Who does have the best nickname of the Detroit sports guys? Because Magoo, I think you and I we're just kind of all set on that. It's bad.
It's not Magoo.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's bad.
Yeah, Kevin McGee.
Cade's got Deuce. That's not great. I feel like Duran's in need of a nickname. Nobody's given him one yet. JD, I guess.
JD, but that's
lazy.
I've never considered that a nickname. It's literally just your initials.
KD's the only one who's pulled it off. Kevin Durant. It's the only guy who's pulled off
That's
his
a good
initials.
point. MJ as well. People call him MJ.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But that could also be Michael Jackson.
Did people call Michael Jackson MJ? He was like the king of pop.
He was just Michael, I think. Anyway, who does have the best nickname? Nobody else. Is it just the Sun God? It has to just be the Sun God, right?
Ooh, the Sun God. I kind of forgot about that one. That's a really good one.
We need to normalize using that more.
That's what I was going to say.
Enough.
A good nickname only is a really good nickname if it actually is used like an insane amount, like more than using their real name.
Oh, we got a good text.
Well, I know the right one.
Go ahead.
Read the text first if you want.
El Mago. He's just bad.
El Mago's really good.
El Mago's maybe the toughest nickname. We just can't use it anymore.
He
He's
also
not good.
has just a better nickname than that.
Oh, that's my boy right there. That's Javier Bays.
Yeah.
Javier Bays is better.
By the way, greatest
El
nickname
Mago
of all
really
time
good.
is probably just Magic Johnson, right? Or Dr. J.
Yeah, because the nickname has just become part of the name. Like, you don't even – like, you ask 100 people on the street what's Magic Johnson's real name, they'll just say Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
I mean, like, some people would say Irvin, but, like –
it's that or Dr. J to me is the best ones ever.
Dr. J's really good, yeah.
Dr. J's priceless.
See,
Sun
I've
God
always-
just doesn't get utilized enough.
It doesn't. You're right. Like, even on a broadcast – how many broadcasts do you think they go by without even saying the Sun God? A ton of them, right?
Yeah.
It never gets said. It needs to be like, there's the Sun God.
Although Amon-Ra's name as its own just kind of has
It
a
is
little
really
bit of
good.
aura to it.
I mean, people call him by just Amon-Ra.
Yeah,
If you are a first name guy, like, you're a guy, you know?
Well, for him, he has the advantage of nobody else has named that.
Right. Yeah, true.
He's got 4 names.
I've always been a fan of the nicknames like the something. That's my favorite type of nickname. We did this with Kevin McGee. Like,
It's
what
old
would we
school.
call him that? It is old school, but the old school nicknames all rock. Like, they are the best nicknames. That's the best era of nicknames is like the 80s, 90s basketball.
Yeah,
Even
when
going back to the
writers would
70s.
just basically come up with one, and that was the only
And
guy writing
everybody
about that team.
like the Dream. What? Like that's the coolest the Dream, the Iceman, like those are all the best nicknames ever.
Texas says Kerry Bonds. That was really good, although it's a ripoff of somebody else's name. That's my only holdup, and he sucks right now.
And he sucks, yeah.
Kerry Bonds, John.
I think Kerry Bonds is a really good one. The best nickname, though, no doubt about it, in the city of Detroit, unless I'm forgetting one, Beef Stew is the best nickname.
Oh yeah.
Everybody calls him Beef Stew. I mean, no one calls him Isaiah Stewart. That's Beef Stew, man.
I always just think of Beef Stew from it's not the same. What movie has what's the baseball movie where
The Sandlot?
No, not the Sandlot. With James. No, I'm drawing a blank.
No, yeah,
Never
this
mind.
is good. This is good.
Where the guy's afraid of the sun. You know what I'm talking about?
The bench warmers?
Yeah. And the guy farts in
because
his face and calls it the beef stew. That's what I always get grossed out by the nickname beef stew. It's
just
great
because of the clip of that movie?
Yeah,
It's a really funny movie, by the way.
It's a great nickname. It's more funny than it is great, though. You know?
Yeah. Oh, the guy.
Same
the
with
guy
Kerry
eats,
Bonds.
The guy
It's a
eats
little more
sunscreen too. That guy, yeah.
It's a little more funny than it is. Like Kerry Bonds, also just a little bit more of satire than it is just a good nickname.
It is definitely a good amount of satire, but it has turned into a nickname. I still think Beef Stew is one because all of the other ones that we have used, their real name gets used over their nickname. Whereas Beef Stew, his nickname is used more than his real name.
Beef
Correct?
Stew. Yeah. I would
I've
agree
heard some
with
people
that.
call him Big Stew. Like if you when I listen to the broadcast when they're on Peacock or something, sometimes they'll call him Big Stew instead of Beef Stew. Nah, man.
I don't think they get it.
That's Beef Stew.
We got a couple texts. Rip, that was always a great one. Big
Ooh,
shot.
Rip is a really good one.
Zeke was great for Isaiah Thomas, but like actively,
Yeah, those are all really good ones.
JMO's.
JMO's just a shortened. Like that's just a shortened word for Jameson. Like that's what you call someone that's named Jameson.
I've never heard.
It'd be like Anthony calling him Tony.
Is that a thing? Or have we just kind of? What about Waymo?
I know
Waymo.
Waymo is the real nickname. Yeah, but like I know a Jameson that goes by JMO.
Oh, okay. Then I guess
Maybe
that
it's
doesn't
not a real
qualify.
thing, but maybe he only did it because of Jameson Williams, I guess.
Potentially.
But Waymo is sweet. Yes.
Sonic
correct.
and Knuckles was so good.
God, it was so
but
good.
I don't think Gibbs can really still be called Sonic. Unless we're
yeah,
just.
he can. Remember, didn't we already gave Pacheco the other guy? There's another Sonic the Hedgehog character that Pacheco is now.
I don't know any of those
He
characters.
said who I didn't watch it either.
Yeah, but then it's just a ripoff of the old nickname.
It is.
Sonic and Knuckles was the answer.
So what's
for
the
a
big
long
three?
time.
What's the big three? It's Beef Stew, the Sun God, for sure the top two, and then you're kind of like, is Kerry Bonds the third one?
The captain is good for whoever the captain is. The problem is there's some controversy on who should be the captain of the Wings. But the captain is good in itself. I don't know if he should be the captain anymore.
Maybe it is just Waymo.
It could just be Waymo.
Deuce for Cade is pretty good. Like I think
fine.
I think Deuce is fine.
Nobody calls him that,
Mellow
though.
Yellow.
Like nobody would ever be. Nobody would ever on a broadcast be like Deuce for 3. Like that. It just wouldn't happen.
It's a good point. Yeah, that's the best way that I like to think about it. Is like, is the nickname peak enough where the broadcasters would use it? Beef Stew is. Like
Amon-Ra
they
needs
call
a
him.
nickname.
He does have it's the Sun God.
I'm sorry. Panay Sewell needs a nickname. We need to nickname the first
I almost
offensive
think
lineman.
I almost think it's too late. You have to get your nickname right away. Because now Panay Sewell is an established star of the NFL.
Yeah, and everybody. He's a first name guy. Panay.
He is a first name guy. You're right.
So the hustle man Ron Holland.
Oh,
he's
the
just
hustle
not
man,
part of
yeah.
this. Stop sign, by the way, from Mason. Really good for Asar Thompson.
Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, yeah, right, yeah. I like the 9 to 5 thing with Asar Thompson, Ron Holland. Like, it's a cool duo nickname.
It's a niche one.
It's super niche. Like, it's not something you would use very much, but like, it's another cool one.
I think I've just come to the conclusion that we need to be calling Amon-Ra Sun God more.
Okay,
Just the Sun God.
we will start that.
Okay, thanks.
Come up with nicknames too.
Yeah. We need better Tigers ones. We still need a
What
McGonigle
what is
one.
the McGonigle one that we're rocking with? Because why
McGee,
why
Kevin
are we?
McGee.
I say, are we abandoning Kevin McGee? Like,
no, Kevin McGee.
we have to really be aggressive with that.
I am all in
Because
on
the
Kevin
Magoo,
McGee.
no. Somebody called him the Mac in our YouTube chat. I can't remember who did a while ago.
Return
I don't
of
mind
the
that.
Mac.
I definitely don't mind that. I think Chris also was calling him the Mac. So maybe that's the play. Nah, it's Kevin McGee.
Wait. We forgot a really important one.
Really, did we?
Cy Scoobs. You don't
I mean,
like it?
Is that a nickname?
Cy Scoobs?
Cy Scoobs?
I think it's a nickname. I guess it's more on paper than it is anyone actually saying it.
Yeah, like no one would ever say that out loud. Oh,
Yeah.
look, there's Cy Scoob.
Yeah, you're probably right. All right, 989-837.
Bulletproof vest.
Bulletproof vest is a good one.
I like that one.
The problem is sometimes he's not very bulletproof at all. Sometimes it's like a silicone bulletproof vest. 989-837-6125. We'll take a trip around the league when we come back. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. You can see the difference at Midland Eye Care, where your vision is their focus, offering comprehensive eye exams, glasses, contacts, and advanced eye health services, a friendly, knowledgeable staff, and a wide selection of stylish frames for every face and budget. Book your appointment today. Start seeing clearer tomorrow. That is Midland Eye Care. I'll tell you what, too, Kyle. I don't know why. Sometimes I'm just end up getting a little bit hungry as the show goes on. Today's one of those days.
You don't know why.
Pizza Baker. I think that's where I want to go to lunch today. Right downtown Midland. They've got the wood-fired pizzas, that crisp taste that you just can't really get anywhere else. It's like the perfect crispiness, but it's not burnt or anything like that.
Oh, man.
They've got
you gotta stop.
I can't stop thinking about it. The one I always get is the Banana-roni. It's got banana peppers. It's got pepperoni on it, and it's delicious. It's truly some of the best pizza in town. It's not a pizza that's going to weigh you down the rest of the day and make you all sluggish. It's the perfect amount to fill you up, but not leave you all greased up for the rest of the day. You got to go try it. Downtown Midland. That's Pizza Baker. Your go-to order?
It always is the margaroni, but I've had so many people been telling me to get the bacon garlic. So the next time I go, I'm committing to the bacon garlic.
There you go. That's Pizza Baker, downtown Midland.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building. Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, let's work some football in. It's time to take a trip around the league.
It's time to zoom out and go around the league.
Something about, like, maybe it's just the fact that the Tigers suck right now. I really miss football right now. I really wish football
I got
was
bad
on.
news for you, man.
We got a while.
You got a while.
There was a lot of shuffling around, carouseling around, backup quarterbacks last year. Yeah, we're at that point in the offseason. Kyle, I want you to guess all the new backup quarterbacks. Can you name each of these teams' backup quarterbacks going into the year? This is good. A good practice.
Can I
now.
pull up the teams at least?
No. I'll tell you the team.
Oh, okay.
These are all the teams that have a new backup quarterback. I believe there's 14 of them.
This is so good. You know, these are my favorite around the leagues of the year, by the way. You know, the ones when you're going over what happened in week 4 of the NFL are great. But guessing the backup quarterbacks, man, this is where the true ball knowers come out.
See, most radio shows probably doing this in like September, July.
April, man.
No, we're doing this early.
Yep.
Arizona Cardinals. Last year it was
I mean, Jacoby Brissett is the starter this year now, right?
exactly, and they brought in somebody else to be the backup. Who'd they do? Who'd they bring? Who'd they sign?
I don't know. This is going to be way too hard. If I don't know, let's just say and move on. I'm 0 for 1.
Okay, and it's Gardner Minshew.
I did not know that.
Now you know.
Gardner Minshew to the Cardinals. We saw him.
What do you mean we saw him?
He was at CMU.
Oh, I forgot about that.
We saw
for a
him
volleyball
once.
game,
yes,
right?
His sister played volleyball at Eastern, yeah. Anyways.
Atlanta.
Okay. I know this one. Wait, this one's obvious.
Yeah, there's 2 right answers.
Well, it's Tua or Penix. One or the whoever's going to start.
correct.
Boom, 1 for 2. Let's go.
Buffalo Bills. You should know this one.
You saying you should know this one is kind of weird.
Oops.
I think this one is Kyle Allen returning to the Bills, correct?
That is correct.
Yes.
Mitch Trubisky out.
Yep.
Kyle Allen in.
Now, do I know where Mitch Trubisky went? No, but we'll figure that one out later. 2 for 3.
Carolina Panthers. It was Andy Dalton. Who is their backup now?
Andy Dalton left the Panthers.
It's the first time hearing of this.
Yeah. Okay, can I get one hint for this one? Is this like a guy who has started in the past?
First round pick.
The Panthers guy.
Yep.
Okay, that's a really good hint. I appreciate that. First round pick, he's for sure started then. Oh, it is, they traded for him. Wait, is this a team that traded for Kenny Pickett?
Yes, it is.
Okay, yes. Now I was getting myself confused. Yeah, Kenny Pickett. The fake slider. 3 for 4.
This should be easy. I'll accept 3 answers. The Cleveland Browns.
I mean, I'm a believer that Deshaun Watson will be the quarterback, so I'll say Shadur. Is the other answer you're accepting Dylan Gabriel, I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Shadur as the backup.
I mean, that's just insane.
What do you think? Or what do you mean it's insane?
That they would even think to roll out Deshaun Watson.
I'm with you, but it's going to happen.
He's a bad guy.
We know that. And he's bad at quarterbacking, too.
Who's the Dallas Cowboys backup?
Okay, this is where... Oh, in my brain, this is where Andy Dalton went.
No.
It's not.
Joe Millen out. Former Washington football quarterback team. Former Washington football team quarterback in.
Former Washington quarterback football team. It's what's his face? Taylor Heineke.
No.
Oh, what?
Sam Howell.
He was never on the football team, was he? That was a bad hint. He was a commander.
I guess you're
Sam
right.
Howell to the Cowboys. Okay.
Lions.
Teddy B. Teddy Two Gloves. Will they let him rock number 50?
I hope so.
God, I really want them to.
But about the Packers, Malik Willis obviously gone.
Ooh,
to Miami. Who is it now?
Green Bay. I don't know it.
The Riz Man. Desmond Ridder.
I was like, Sam Hartman? The Riz Man. Desmond Ridder to the Packers, I actually did know that. I should have gotten that one.
What about the Chiefs?
Desmond Ritter's super bad, by the way. God, he's so bad. The Chiefs, did Carson Wentz just go back to the Chiefs? Wasn't that what it was?
No.
Or is he out?
I mean, this guy's going to be starting week 1 for the Chiefs, I would imagine. He got traded there.
Yes. Oh, dude, I can't think of it.
Starter last year.
I know it. Just say it.
Justin Fields.
Yeah. I knew that one.
Vegas.
These backup quarterbacks, man, they're too tough. Technically, it's Kirk Cousins, but who knows? Maybe it'll be Fernando Mendoza.
What about the Rams? No more Jimmy G.
Jimmy G out with the Rams. They never ended up trading for Anthony Richardson, right? That was always the rumor that the Rams were going to do that, but that didn't happen. So instead, they brought in, it was another veteran-type guy, right? Like,
Kinda.
right? No, it wasn't?
Not really.
Who is
I
it?
think he started for. I think he got drafted there. Stetson Bennett.
Oh,
Bennett.
he just is their backup? Oh, I thought they, like, acquired somebody new. Yeah, he's been there.
Minnesota. 2 answers.
I mean, I guess J.J. McCarthy.
Correct. Patriots. Josh Dobbs was there. Now it is.
Tommy DeVito.
Yes. The Jets. Who's
He was
their
already
backup?
there.
Tyrod's no longer there. He started for the Jets a couple games
Where did
last year.
Tyrod go, by the way?
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he just retired. Shout out to Tyrod Taylor, man. He got so screwed over by the Chargers with that lung situation, just like Cade.
Yeah, but that wasn't a doctor.
Yeah,
did it to
that wasn't
Cade.
like a intentional stabbing. Yeah. The Jets' backup quarterback. It is. It's Geno's the starter now, right? Technically.
Yeah.
I have no idea who the backup is then.
Brady Cook, worst starter of the league last year.
Oh, that guy stunk.
What about Steelers? I mean, it's a guy who was the third string who got elevated.
Will Howard.
Yep.
Okay.
Tampa Bay.
Mason Rudolph no longer in Pittsburgh, huh? That's interesting. Tampa Bay backup quarterback. Teddy B was there for a little short stint last year, right?
He was. Now it is. Someone who has started for one AFC North team.
Tyler Huntley?
Jake Browning.
Ooh, Jake
one.
Browning, though. Not a bad one.
Last one, who's the backup quarterback for the Titans?
Titans backup quarterback is... I'm bad at this. I'm really bad at this. I don't know.
Mitchell Trubisky.
That's where he went. Yeah, that was bad. Backup quarterbacks,
It's okay. I do not blame you.
they're not easy.
That's tough. Hey, where's your Pistons pendulum at? That's where we will go next. We'll have Chris Castellani on at 11 o'clock to talk about this Tigers slump that they're in. It's the Ben Bosscher Show here on 100.9. The Mitt, Randy's Green Thumb, has been proudly serving the Midland area with family-owned, friendly service since 1982, offering everything from fresh floral arrangements, say that 3 times really fast, and vibrant house, outdoor plants, and expert landscape advice. Interior plant service, too. They also design, maintain, and install beautiful gardens, ponds, trees, and shrubs, helping both homes and businesses thrive with greenery that lasts. Visit Randy's Green Thumb at Poseyville Road and bring brilliant colors, life, and inspiration to your space this season.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100. By Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Pistons Pendulum, it feels like it's in the right spot right now, right? Like, as much as we, have gone back and forth with this team all season long, and for anyone who's like, why are you not talking about the Tigers? We're going to get to that at 11 o'clock when Chris joins us. With the Pistons, though, it's nice to see Cade Cunningham back on the floor. I feel like this is as good as we have felt about the Pistons all season long. I do have a nice stat for you, though, about their three-point shooting, because obviously throughout the course of the last 3-4 months, our biggest concern was, hey, like, they're not a good three-point shooting team. They're in the bottom half of the league, bottom third of the league in attempts, in makes, all of it. They just haven't been a great team like that the majority of the season. That was our big holdup, simply because the math is going to, math by the time the playoffs come around. If a team shoots and makes more threes, it's just going to be hard to beat that sort of team unless a Pistons team can dominate the paint. But here in the last, well, when do you want to go? Like, there's a good amount of you can go to, but let's go.
A good amount of, like, games?
Yeah, let's go last 15 games.
Okay.
Piston three-point percentage is 46%. Oh, no, that was just yesterday.
I was about to say, that'd be
Why
crazy.
can't it just go
46% would be
last
pretty wild.
15. I saw this, and I wrote it down, and now I don't know where I wrote it down, whether it was on my notes on my computer or on my notes on, well, it's not on my paper one.
I'll help you out.
It's a good percentage, though. Like, they have been hot from behind the arc, I guess, is my point. The number, I guess we can find it at some point, but they've been hot from behind the arc. Duncan Robinson officially the second most made threes in a Pistons season all time. It does make you wonder, like, okay, like, if Duncan can be out there and Kevin Huerter specifically can be out there making threes as well, maybe they can, if they're hitting a decent amount of threes throughout the playoffs and dominating the paint, that's how they do get into a position where they're playing in an Eastern Conference Finals.
39% over their last 15.
That's
by the
pretty
way.
good.
Yeah, it's pretty good as a team.
That's pretty
41% over their last 10.
There we go. Maybe that's the number I had written down somewhere. For that reason, and the fact that we've got two All-Stars in the team, two guys that should make All-NBA guys, All-NBA teams.
And Asar Thompson absolutely will be an all-defensive guy.
Without a doubt. I feel like my Pistons pendulum is at one of the highest points it's been all season right now. Going into the playoffs, 2 games left, chance to have 60 wins for the 3rd time all year.
Yeah, I don't think it can be at the all-time high, like when they
No.
beat the Knicks, when Cade went there and had the 40-point game. That was probably when it reached its peak, because that was right before the stretch of games where you had like the Knicks, Spurs, Cavs, Thunder, all of those games. And, of course, after that Knicks game is when we felt a little bit more like, maybe the Pistons aren't just for sure going to the finals anymore. Not that we don't believe they can, but for me, the expectation for Detroit changed after that time. Like, my expectation is not for this team to make the NBA Finals. Can they? Yes. And would I be, am I, of course, rooting for it? Yes. But I do think that the expectation should be get to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think that would be plenty. I would be very happy with how the season went if they went to the Eastern Conference Finals this year.
I would too. And when you get there, all of a sudden, like if you want to
then
the
it's anything
Celtics
can
and it's
happen.
not a series, then I guess that tells a different story. But once you get there, are the goalposts going to move? Probably. But as it starts right now, going into the year, I think we would have said Eastern Conference Finals
Would be amazing, yeah.
would be amazing. Now that they're the 1 seed, is the goalposts moved a little bit back? Perhaps. I still think they're so far ahead of schedule.
Right.
But that schedule, like, not to look too far down the road, but Jalen Duren about to get an insane extension this year. Like, it's only going to get harder from here.
But I
still think next year is, like, the first year that we can say real contender.
Finals, yeah. I mean, they are a contender right now, but yeah, to actually win the championship, I think would be, I don't see it happening. But also, I do think that I'm not moving the goalpost just because they're the 1 seed, because at the end of the day, they still are going to play a series in the second round that they are not favorites in. Like that, them getting to the Eastern Conference Finals involves them winning a series they're not supposed to win. Who cares about the number next to their team name? You know, like the Cavs will be favored to win that. So
Not by a lot, though. It's
But
not
they
like
will,
the Pistons
though.
will be like huge dogs. I feel like that'll be closer to even odds. It also depends
Sure.
on how the first round series
there isn't
go.
a lot of 1 seeds. My point that they are underdogs up until the Eastern Conference Finals. It doesn't happen a ton.
It happens more often than you would think, I would say. I mean, there was that Atlanta team. There was
Right,
like
the one 10
Miami
years
Heat,
ago.
Miami
Yeah.
Heat team a couple of years back where they were the 1 seed, but I don't think anybody picked them. Philly wasn't the 1 seed any year, were they?
They were one time, correct.
Toronto was the 1 seed at one point as well, like when nobody was ever picking them. I feel like it happens in the East actually a decent amount. Maybe that was just the LeBron stretch, but
True.
Either way, Eastern Conference Finals feels like that's the goal. That's the goal we're
Get
setting
there.
for the Pistons.
Yep.
Get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Win not 1 but 2 playoff games this year. You know, if they won 1, it'd be if they won a single playoff series, it'd be an upgrade over what they did last year. But I think they had a good enough regular season to where if they don't win 2 playoff
Yeah, we
series,
should
it'd be a
expect
little
more.
bit disappointing.
We should absolutely expect more.
Yeah. It looks good though. Honestly, like Cade back last night. It didn't look like he was, coming back from an injury. Obviously, a low minutes total, but that's expected. There's no point in getting Duren or Cade or Tobias in any sort of injury risk whatsoever. Play them the minimum amount of minutes that Cade's got to play 20 minutes to get to those 64 games. Then they could potentially appeal to get him that 65th game in which he played but got hurt against the Wizards. Look, if I'm the Pistons, I'm letting these guys run just a little bit. I'm telling them specifically, don't get hurt. But I thought Cade looked fine in his return yesterday. It didn't look like anything was wrong.
Yeah, I thought so too. That was the best part about that. That's the reason why I feel one of the most confident that I have in Detroit in quite some time, because I was worried that even the ramp up for Cade would happen during the first round of the playoffs, and we wouldn't really see the true version of Cade back until the end of the first round, maybe even going into the second round.
And if he's not 100% in a playoff series, you're probably just like, that's where you get concerned about a first-round exit.
That's your all-NBA superstar player. That guy's not 100% healthy. Like, you have no chance to go far in the playoffs. So to see him last night just ease it back into things, it didn't look out of the ordinary at all. Certainly it didn't seem like he was going full balls to the wall, pedal to the metal, because he didn't have to.
Only missing 11 games for a collapsed lung. That's way sooner than I thought he was going to be. That first day, I thought he was done for the year.
Yeah. I mean, I think most people thought he was done for the year, and then kind of out of nowhere, he's back. And maybe this 65-game thing like truly means something to him. Maybe he just wanted to come back to play for the home fans one more time, and he's not going to play this weekend. Who knows? But nonetheless, it's a very good sign going into the playoffs that he did return pre the playoffs starting. It's worth noting Detroit also gets a week off after Sunday because them being the 1 seed, they have to wait to see who the 8 seed is, and the play-in tournament doesn't end until Friday next week. So they're not going to be playing a playoff game until the following Sunday until after the regular season is over, which is more time for Cade to gear up.
Could be Saturday, right?
Well, I think they would play it because the play-in tournament game is going to be on
right.
Friday. They wouldn't do back-to-back.
Yeah, the Pistons' first playoff game will be a week
Should
from
be
Sunday.
on Sunday, yes.
That'll be game 1.
Correct.
And we're giving away playoff tickets next Wednesday. Really excited about
On the
that.
Mitt?
Right here on the Mitt at 10:15 on Wednesday, thanks to our friends over at Garber Chevrolet for making that possible, sending somebody to round 1 of the Pistons playoff series. All right, we'll talk to Chris Castellani when we come back. I'll be honest, though, I really don't know anything about technology. That's why I trust Linked Technology in Midland. They handle all the complicated stuff. I'm talking about IT support, cybersecurity, cloud services, networking, so you don't have to stress about it. Whatever your business needs, their team knows exactly what to do, and they make it easy to understand along the way. Link Technology, the experts who keep your business running smooth so you can focus on what you do best. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We're live here on 100.9 The Mitt's YouTube. By the way, like and subscribe if you have not done that already. We're live on, not live on, but have active accounts on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook as well. Just search 100.9 or the Ben Bosscher Show. It'll pop up there. So coming up next, we're going to talk to Chris Castellani. I want to pick his brain about the Tigers, obviously, that goes without saying, but specifically Riley Green and his lack of aggression at the plate. Specifically, the fact that Colt Keith and Dylan Dingler and Kevin McGonigle have all hit the ground running, yet we're not allowed to highlight them. I guess we can, but it feels hard to highlight them than when Green and Torkelson and Kerry Carpenter, and I'll throw Torres in there as well, are all asleep at the wheel right now, and it's preventing the Tigers from picking up any sort of wins. We'll circle back to the conversation we had to open up the show. What is the one word you would use to describe how you're feeling about this Detroit Tigers season right now? Mine would be apprehensive. I want to hear from you guys as well. 989-837-6125. That's the number to get a hold of us. Again, that's 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on one.
This is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
All right, welcome into the 11 o'clock hour, everybody. Tigers have a day game today, obviously in a little bit of a skid right now. Chris Castellani's joining us here. Chris, last time we talked, it was either opening day or the day after. I don't quite remember, but we were excited about this Tigers team for every reason you could possibly imagine. And, the funny thing is, what we kind of predicted early on with McGonigle hitting the ground running, Dingler, continuing upon the season he had last year, and also Keith truly having a breakout season, you'd think the Tigers would be in a really good position right now. Unfortunately, all those things are happening, yet it's Riley Green, Spencer Torkelson, Kerry Carpenter, you can even throw Gleyber Torres in there as well, that are preventing us from really highlighting the spectacular starts that those other three guys have had, because their lack of performance is holding the Tigers back in a lot of different ways right now, including the offense and including winning games. My word that I would describe the Tigers right now with is apprehensive. You?
I think that's fair. Yeah, I think last night was a prime example of a game you see from a team that's just in a skid because the biggest weakness that we've seen, which is the offense, actually comes alive a little bit. You score 6 runs, you almost rally back, and Frommer gives up 6 in the first inning. It's kind of a when it rains, it pours type of thing. Yeah, it's very difficult to assess just because there's pitchers on this team with a track record, and I expect them to be better. I don't think we're going to see many instances this year in which Skubal and Valdez lose games, back-to-back the way they just did against Minnesota. But I think that what is so frustrating is that so many of the things that bothered us down the stretch a year ago, at least in the early part of this season, have carried over into 2026. There's a lot of fundamental sloppiness, a lot of defensive errors, inability to finish innings, and then offensively, the word is inconsistency. Yes, they scored 6 runs last night, but it's like that they come in bunches. They'll come in one inning, then they'll go away, and then they'll have an entire night where they're shut down. And, the issues that made this team pitchable a year ago are still there in terms of the chase, the swing and miss. When they do make contact, is it hard contact? And I think that the Avila 3, so to speak, with Green, Torque, and Carpenter, these guys just haven't produced right now. And the fact is, as excited as we are with McGonigle and Keith, those are the guys in your lineup that you expect to drive in runs. I know Gleyber had a better night last night, but yeah, it's unfortunately when you take into account the way last season and kind of a large sample size of these guys being relatively unproductive, am I at a point where I'm freaking out and feeling like they're going to, lose the division in April? No, but at the same time, you want to cut it off now. I don't want to be here next week after another 4-game skid talking about a team that's 8 games under 500, because then we are in a bit of a different place. So it's an undeniably frustrating start. I think that there is a balance between thinking that things are completely off the rails and thinking that they're fine. I think that you could be completely disappointed with what we're seeing while also acknowledging that we're in a very early stage of the season.
Yeah, we're avoiding the word panic, rightfully so, because I don't think you're allowed to panic in early April. There's reasons to be concerned, like you said. But then I hear this stat that they're 35-46 in their last 81 games, a full half-season sample size. And it does that's why I bring up the word apprehensive, where I'm like, these thoughts are creeping into the back of my head of maybe this isn't the true World Series contending team that I thought they were going to jump into this year, and they're more of the same as they were this past year. But it hasn't all been the same struggles. I look at a guy like Riley Green, and this, there's 2 things that are driving me nuts right now with Riley Green. The first of which is he refuses to use the ABS challenge system, which back-to-back nights where I just can't believe there's a ball 4 that should be a ball 4, and he just doesn't want to tap his head. That's one thing. The other thing is the fact that he's just not as aggressive at the plate, and that's what made him so special last season, that he was, relentless in a way that almost it certainly frustrated us, but it came with 36 home runs. Now there's a lack of aggression, and there's also a lack of home runs, which is basically unacceptable. The stat that I brought up earlier on was first pitch swing percentage. It was at 41% last year. Now it's at 29%. And maybe some of that's he's not getting as much swingable pitches, but he's also swinging at way less pitches that are in the zone, 73% last year versus 61% this year. It feels like he's just out there and he knows, I'm just taking some of these pitches, which, to prove a point, I don't really understand why. That part of it's driving me nuts.
It's a really delicate thing because I think it's completely fair of the fan base to want to see less swing and miss from Riley Green in 2026. I do think that's something that kind of derailed the season down the stretch last year. I think that these guys that do have a lot of chase in their game, they become very, very easy to pitch to, especially once you get deeper into the season and into the playoffs when you place, you go up against some elite pitching. But, you also, you bring up the aggression. And I think that this is just a storyline to follow right now. Like, I'm not at a point, that again, we're trying to avoid the word panic, but I want to see how long this goes. Because at a certain point, I don't know, maybe it'll be a few more weeks, maybe it'll be a month into the season. If these numbers continue, he's going to end up trying to revert back to his old ways. And while I don't necessarily want to compare Riley to Javi Baez, I think that there's almost this similar vibe of like, there's certain animals you just can't cage. Like with Javi, we've always complained about the chase rate and the fact that he just kind of throws his bat at the ball. But you know what? There's also these weird instances where that works, and he kind of has this. He goes through these hot streaks, like he did in the playoffs last year. Like
he's
I think
weirdly
that with Riley.
Too.
What's that?
I said he's weirdly clutch too when there's runners on. Javi is
right, exactly. I think with Riley we could see, and again, it's too early. One of those instances where he kind of reverts back to where he was, and we just have to understand that this is the player he is, and that the idea of him really cutting down on the strikeouts or trying to be a more balanced hitter, that's something that you probably should have developed at a much different point in your development, probably down in the minor leagues or early in your major league career. So we're going to see, in fairness to Riley, the power outage exists with everyone right now. I mean, you got two guys that have multiple home runs, and they have two. I know Vierling hit one, and I know Zemack hit one. Besides that, Torque has zero. Glaber has zero. Colt and McGonigle, as good as they've been, have zero. Like, it's something that exists kind of team-wide, but it will be something that's worth following to see if he continues his, you could say, patience, lack of aggression, what have you, trying to sacrifice the strikeouts for power. So it's something to follow.
Torkelson, another guy who has not been off to a hot start, hitting 182 versus four-seamers this year. So we're back to not being able to hit the fastball like we had a problem with a couple years ago. He came in for Colt Keith yesterday, and I just about lost my mind. We saw this happen with Kerry Carpenter. I'm not even advocating that Kerry Carpenter gets more at-bats versus left-handed pitching at this point, because I think that ship has sailed. What I am advocating for is that we don't go down this path with Colt Keith to where we never even give him the opportunity to develop that way. And early signs indicate that, we're just never going to let this guy hit against left-handed pitching. Tigers haven't faced a starter that's left-handed this year, which is weird, and that's going to continue on today. Oh, wow. But I am like a little fearful that they're just never going to let this guy hit against lefties. He only has one at-bat this year, and then we're going to turn into another, we're going to run into another Kerry Carpenter situation with Colt Keith, who's just the hottest hitter on the team right now. So it's mind-numbing to me that we're bringing in a guy like Torkelson. I know what the splits say. I know that A.J. Hinch has been successful with this in the past, but it's mind-numbing to me to bring in a guy like Torkelson, who's ice cold right now, and substitute Keith, who's about as hot as it gets.
Yeah, I did a whole segment about this, and I think that you have to take it on a case-by-case basis. And in this particular instance, this is a case where I disagree with AJ for really a couple of reasons. Number one, I think that over the last few years, I've respected the way that AJ has gone about it, because he's not going to come out and say this, but the team simply didn't have the players in the lineup to justify putting these guys in against both righties and lefties. You just didn't have enough everyday guys. And he platooned, he played the splits. It worked more often than it didn't. And it's a reason why this team has had some relative success over the last few years. With Colts, and this is kind of the second reason I go to, this is why I do pay attention to the contract. We didn't pay a guy into his 30s to be a platoon player. And this is not a Colt Keith criticism, because Colt Keith's not getting the at-bats. Colt Keith's not going to force AJ to not take him out of the game. Like, this is an instance where I want to see him get the reps. And we're so early in this season as well. Like, at least with Kerry, we got to a point where the data started to add up and show, okay, this guy isn't very good against lefties. We're 12 games into the season. Like, let's see the sample size of him against left-handed hitters against left-handed pitchers before we make the assessment that he needs to be taken out every time they put a lefty in the game. And, he goes pinch hit for Torque pinch hit for him last night. Javon Jones is awful to start this season. Like, your lefty mashers are not doing their job. So you need to, on a nightly basis, put your best 9 out there. It is demoralizing to the fan base. And I understand AJ's logic. I get it. But when you see a guy who is consistently the best at-bats of anyone on this team be taken out often in high-leverage situations because the other team simply goes with a lefty. It's like it's a cheat code for the other team. Guess what? We put this guy in. They're going to take one of their best hitters out of the game. So it has been that's one of those instances where I completely empathize with the fan base's frustrations.
I see you've been pretty big on the Spencer Torkelson can't hit a pitch in the middle of the plate situation that's going on. What is up with that, man? What is going on with Spencer Torkelson? Is there a worry there? Because I know with Riley Green, we're not going to just throw him out of the lineup. And Riley Green is, of course, a key member of this team. But with Torkelson, we saw it 2 years ago. He's been this on and off character throughout his career so far on a year-to-year basis. So what is going on with Tork?
This is going to sound kind of mean. And what I'm saying is not based solely on this 12-game sample size. The issue with Spencer Torkelson is as a major league hitter, he's just not that good. That's really what it is. The guy is a 220-something career average hitter. And it's one of those things where there will be instances. I'm not saying cut him. I'm not saying get rid of him or he's going to lose his job. He'll get hot again, and he'll have the power, and he'll have the power numbers, and he'll be able to hit 20 to 30 home runs. But the fact is, whether it's the swing path, knowledge of the zone, the guy just does not have the consistency to be able to hit a lot of hittable pitches. And, 2 years ago, or I guess it was actually 3 years ago, because it was at the end of the 23 season, we were celebrating the fact that, hey, he's got 30 home runs and he drove in 70-something RBIs, and it felt like he'd kind of arrived. Well, the fact is those same flaws still exist in his game, and every so often he'll be able to mask it. But look, he's been in this organization now for 6 years. We drafted him during COVID, and he's had this issue of hitting middle velocity forever. This is like sometimes he diminishes the effects of it. Sometimes he'll get hot. But I just think, we kind of look at these guys as youngsters because we drafted them when they were young, but these are veterans now. And I just think at a certain point, you are the player that the numbers reflect you to be. I'm not smart enough to give you an analysis of why he struggles on pitches down the middle, because this is a thing that has existed for him his whole career. I'm going to keep pointing out because I think it's kind of funny, quite frankly. It's just a very weird anomaly for a player to have. But yeah, it's not me saying he's going to lose his job, but I just think this is the player that Spencer Torkelson is. And right now, 12 games in, we've gotten the worst version of him.
I'll fully raise my hand and admit that I was looking up when Jose Briseño was going to be healthy, because I was like, Torkelson has been so poor this season that I was like, hey, man, like if this season specifically and Scooble's last year, likely, I guess we'll wait and see what happens. But it's like we don't have time to wait around for anybody. So I did have to look that up. And then the other guy who's hot down in the minors right now is Max Clark. And, for as bad as the spring as he had, it's nice to see him hit the ground running in Toledo, even in the cold weather. So I can't stand the cold weather excuse that some of the fans are throwing out there right now, because we got guys like, these guys have been playing in the Tigers farm system for, like you said, 6 years. They know what it takes to play in the cold weather. But with a guy like Jahmai Jones being 0 for 10 in his first 10 at-bats, if I gave you the over-under of June 1st for a Max Clark call-up, what would you take?
Ooh. It's a good date to set it at, man. I'm going to go slightly over. Slightly
like
over. I'm going to say it's going to be, so a little bit after. I'm going to say June. I'm going to say early part of June. But the start he's gotten off to is phenomenal. And this is a huge positive sign. But I'm going to say, assuming health, I'm going to say June. But if it happens earlier, that's going to be a great sign as well. I like Clark.
Last question I have for you. Just as a baseball watcher, your experience while watching these games, what are your thoughts on ABS? I think for me, it's obvious, like, hey, I like the fact that these atrocious calls can be challenged. Dingler's been great at it this year. Strictly because of Dingler, the Tigers rank 5th in success rate. But if you just look at the batters for the Tigers, they're 21st at a 41% success rate, and it drives me absolutely crazy. What drives me even more crazy is, like I alluded to earlier, Riley Green and some of the other hitters on the team just like not challenging balls that are completely outside the zone. I didn't realize how angry it would actually make me while I'm watching these games. I thought it was supposed to take away the anger from the fans.
Yeah. Well, look, I think it's good for the game from an interactive standpoint. I
Sure.
think it's led to a lot of discussion. Um, I like it. I think the rollout has been a little bit clunky, and I figured this would happen. And after the first week of ABS, I did a whole segment on my show about this. People over the next few months, not years, months, are going to be clamoring for amendments to it because we now have the technology to get every call right. And I just think that at a certain point, like they're going to either expand the amount of challenges you get or they're just going to make it fully automated. Because whether it's players not challenging or I understand that to an extent because you only have a certain number, but I just get one thing I hate, and you saw it with Riley last night, is the 3-0 sympathy strike. It's 3-0,
Yeah.
throw the ball anywhere near the plate, and the umps call it a strike. No, if it's off the plate, it's off the plate. And, I think that those are the kind of things that I want to see out of this game because the count is so important. The strike zone is so important. So I think it's been really good because it's led to a lot of discourse. It's led to a lot of fan interaction and discussion. But I'm already at a point of, look, we can get these calls right. Let's do it, all the time. So, yeah, that's kind of where I stand on it.
Big Rizzler guy.
Huge. Yeah, but he's our greatest American resource right now. I would say the Rizzler. Yeah.
Chris Castellani, plug in what you got going on right now in the new show.
First of all, no college basketball questions, man. We had a pretty good college basketball team
I know.
this year.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing I struggle with sometimes doing a daily show. It's like they finally win. We've been talking about them for so long, and it's just like, they've answered every question. Like all the questions I had about this team, they answered it and dominated it every step of the way. I'll throw a college basketball question at you. How about this? I think I've always said this is one of the things I'll die on. There's a difference between the best and greatest of something. We're seeing the best athletes in any sport right now, whatever you want to say. Like the best of the best are playing now. When it comes to greatness, that's when you compare different eras. Like even a guy like Bill Russell, greatness, like one of the greatest players of all time. Best is a different word. Do you think that this is the best basketball team we've ever seen in the college basketball world? Because I kind of do. They are handpicked. You look around, it's like Dusty May built this team from scratch. You got to play from here, got to play from here. Of course, this is the first super era of the portal, and he's just hand selecting all his players and building a dream team. I think it's the best team ever. I don't think it's that crazy to say.
I'll take this team against anyone, really. And even beyond that, I don't think there's any team in college basketball history, and this is going to be a big part of their legacy, that embarrassed quality opponents quite like this team did. I mean, the number of 20, 30-point blowouts against teams that made the Sweet 16, made the Elite Eight, made the tournament is staggering. When they got into their groove, they were probably the most unbeatable team we've seen in my lifetime, and it's been remarkably enjoyable.
Look how mad Kyle is that we brought up Michigan in the Zoom. He's pissed. He's not like
Is
this
this the end of this segment or what? We've done enough Michigan talk on this show.
Chris, go ahead and plug in the new stuff you got going on.
Yep, at Castellani 2014 on Twitter, Big Play Detroit. Check it out on YouTube. Me and Austin Sisler every single week. Picked a great time for it, recapping the week that was in Michigan/Detroit sports. Check it out on their channels as well at Big Play Detroit on Twitter.
Appreciate you hopping on. We'll catch up soon, all right?
Yep, talk to you soon, guys. Thanks.
All right, there he goes. Chris Castellani. You can follow him on X, the Everything app, because it has everything. All right, we'll keep going when we come back. One word to describe the Detroit Tigers. I said apprehensive. Kyle will give his word when we come back. It's the Ben Bosscher Show, live here on the 11 o'clock hour. As always, is brought to you by Yiter Insurance. They understand not everyone's insurance needs are the same. They're locally owned and trusted in Midland. For decades, they treat you like family, not just another policy number. From home and auto to business and life insurance, Yiter is the right coverage for every stage of life. Their team makes insurance simple with expert advice and real people you can actually talk to. That's Yiter Insurance Group. We'll be there when you need us since 1940.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Breast. built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, series finale today. They're trying to get avoid the sweep against Minnesota. Did you hear Benetti say on the broadcast last night it's the first time that Minnesota's beat them in a series in over a calendar year?
I missed that.
It's crazy.
You want to know why I missed that?
So you turned him off.
I was not watching on the Detroit Sports Net yesterday.
You willingly watched a different broadcast other than Benetti and Dirks.
It was on
and
FS1.
Bruce?
It was on FS1. It's just more convenient to do it that way, so that's how I did it.
Wow.
And I also was watching Survivor.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Yes.
You should have just said that rather than
Well, yeah, that was
turned off
actually
Benetti.
the main reason why. Yes.
We got a lineup for today. Keith leading off, Gleyber Torres as the DH, notable. Riley Green left field, Kerry Carpenter right field, Spencer Torkelson first, Zach McKinstry second, Javi Baez shortstop, Parker Meadows center field, Jake Rogers behind the dish today with Flaherty on the mound. First thought, anytime Dylan Dingler's not in the lineup, just not going to like it all that much. But I think he did start the first 3 games of the series, so not going to complain about it. Second complaint, why is Kevin McGonigle not in the starting lineup? I get days off, but he's also 21 years old. I don't really think he needs a day off yet. And Gleyber Torres in that DH spot. Man, he's not here to be a DH. He's just not. He's here to play second base.
Look, man.
That's the whole point.
On game 4 of a 4-game series, when you don't have a day off and you have a 3-gamer coming up the following day, I don't mind anybody getting a rest day. It just is what happens.
Man, we need a win. We need a win, man. I'd rather have Kevin McGonigle in the starting lineup than Zach McKinstry.
That's a good point.
Right? I don't know.
He might get a little pinch hit, Kevin McGee action.
For who? Parker?
Like later in the game, just for somebody in a big spot.
It'd have to be for McKinstry,
one thing
right?
we haven't talked about actually today at all on the show? McGonigle back-to-back games has swung at a 3-0 pitch and just popped up to third base.
So
What do we feel about that?
I wanted to make this a point, but when I checked on the Splits website on ESPN, he's actually 500 with a 3-0 count.
So he's already gotten hits this year doing that?
Yeah, so
He's
then
gotten 2 hits.
It shut me up.
Well,
it's annoying that it was back-to-back nights, though. You're right.
That's what it was, but I think it honestly speaks more about the confidence because that's
a Tigers thing more
swinging
than
on a
McGonigle
3-0 pitch
thing.
is an A.J. Hinch decision. It is not a Kevin McGonigle decision. Like, he doesn't go up there and be like, I'm going to swing at it. The one issue is it feels like he's just, I am swinging at this 3-0 pitch no matter what, and that seems like the most anti-Kevin McGonigle thing ever.
Yeah,
like
I got the green light, so they want me to swing
The one
at
he
it.
did last night was a ball. It was not a strike.
Yeah.
So, that's not McGonigle. He got it to 3-0, you know?
What's more frustrating, Kevin McGonigle swinging at a 3-0 pitch back-to-back nights or Riley Green not challenging ball 4 back-to-back nights? And not just like on the border ball 4s, balls that like were a whole ball's length outside of the zone. That pissed me off back-to-back nights.
He's mad. Yeah, I would say that. I would say the Riley Green thing. The McGonigle thing is just like a luxury. Like, oh man, it didn't work out. It also could have worked out.
McGonigle's like a
Riley Green
like
hasn't used the ABS thing all year. Like it's
I know.
like he doesn't know it exists. It's like no one has told him about it yet.
Yeah.
Which maybe is the case.
Yeah, McGonigle's still like oldest son, first son
Yeah.
type
Oh,
of thing
it's
where it's
okay,
like
Kevin.
Yeah, or maybe it's youngest sibling.
Yeah,
you never did anything wrong.
Yeah, he is the youngest sibling.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And then with Riley, it's just like, man.
Yeah, he's the older brother that's like, dude, you're setting a bad example for Kevin, man. You're sending Kevin down the wrong path.
Javi's like the uncle that has influenced Riley Green a little bit
And
too much.
Yeah, he's like he's the brother that you're kind of giving up on a little bit. The son, you're like,
Riley?
I think we just need to focus everything on Kevin, you know? Like, Kevin, even though he's the older brother, Riley, like, we all know the true potential lies in the youngest son.
It's not like Riley's a complete disaster.
I never had a
that's the
brother,
thing.
so I can't really live through this process.
I think there's just a difference between laying off garbage pitches, which is what Riley Green has been doing, and not being an aggressive hitter, which is also what Riley Green has been doing. The stats that I've brought up multiple times throughout the show are the zone swing percentage, which is down from 73 to 61%. He's just not swinging as much as pitches inside the zone. And then the first pitch swing is at 29% versus 41% last year, so a 12% difference in both categories. You know, I think there's a lot of times where he's just so adamant about not swinging, about like, you know, not being as aggressive, that now it's hurting Riley Green. And the first pitch stuff specifically, where it's just like, no matter what, I'm not swinging here, which probably hurts the zone swing percentage and the first pitch swing percentage, where it's just like, I'm just taking a pitch here. I'm not going to be as aggressive. And now he has that in his head way more than it should be, when he should just be up there loose. You know, like, go be the old version of Riley Green if it means you're going to hit some home runs, man. We're 11 games in. We need some home runs.
Couldn't agree more.
989-837-6125, series finale tonight. Today, 1:40, I'm sorry. 1:40 with Jack Flaherty on the mound. Ben Bosscher Show live here on the Mitt. We'll do the news and our 3 traditions to close things out here coming up on the show. Hey, quick heads up for parents and athletes out there. If you've got kids ready for spring sports or summer sports, Great Lakes Spine and Medical has you covered with sports physicals. They make the process fast, easy, and stress-free. No long waits, no bouncing all around town. Plus, you're not just checking a box. Their medical team actually looks at the overall movement, flexibility, and injury prevention to help athletes stay healthy all season long. Whether it's school sports, travel teams, or rec leagues, Great Lakes Spine and Medical is a great local option to get it done right and on time. Appointments are easy to schedule. Get those physicals done now and be ready for game day.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100. Built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Okay, let's just jump right into the Mitt Morning Catch.
The Mitt's Morning Catch.
Yep, let's jump right into it.
We're leaping into it.
We are leaping into
We
the
are
Mitt
diving into it.
Morning Catch. Diving in like Loon's baseball time, maybe?
We are cannonballing into it.
Right, yes, we are. Okay, before we do the rest of the news, let's take a look at the Covenant Healthcare, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine Injury Report. We've been talking about this today, but it's just worth highlighting, man. Cade returned last night. Pretty sweet that Cade came back. Pistons won in a big blowout win. He had 13 and 10. Do you think he's going to suit up for these final two games, or do you think it was just a, hey, it's the last home game of the year, I want to give the fans something, boom?
I think he suits up for the last two games in a chase to get to 65. He'll get to 65 games played, but he'll only have the 64 eligible games for the awards.
Right.
So I think that means he's going to play 20 minutes each in the next two games to close the season, and then they're going to appeal it. That would be my guess.
I think so, too. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. So we'll find out.
Can we talk about are you done with Pistons? Sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Can we talk about the fact that Jason Kelce and Pat McAfee and Kevin Hart are a part of the ESPN Masters coverage? Who asked for that?
No one.
I'm on the TV right now. Jason Kelce pounding cheese sandwiches.
The pimento cheese sandwiches.
Who cares about this? Why does anyone care if Jason Kelce's covering the Masters or Pat McAfee for that matter? I don't want them anywhere near this.
You know,
I don't know who this is for.
I don't know who it's for either. It's for like the Pat McAfee crowd, like the people that watch that show. And I think we've talked about it. The show's just not for me.
Trying to make the Masters.
It's not my favorite show. It's the
For
Masters,
douchebags?
man. Like, okay, that might be a stretch.
Is it? That's exactly who McAfee and Jason Kelce are.
Sure. I just think that, like, if you like that type of content for football, sure. Like, if that's your thing. Those are football guys. This is the Masters. Like, why is McAfee and Kelce, like, covering this stuff? It is one of the most prestigious sporting events and also, like, classy sporting events that there is. And you're bringing in Pat McAfee and Jason Kelce to cover it.
What could go wrong?
Like,
who takes their shirt off first?
that's what I'm saying. Like, they're going to take their shirt off at Augusta? Are you kidding me? That place is not meant for that. I am out on that stuff.
Me too.
Yeah. Anyways, more stuff in the news. We were talking about the Michigan State transfer portal stuff earlier, by the way. They're one of 6 Power 5 schools. That was as of this morning, too, so it might even be changed by now. To not have a player enter the transfer portal yet.
Not surprising.
I think they will have. I mean, Izzo has not been shy about that in the past, telling guys to transfer to go get a better opportunity elsewhere.
Like Xavier Booker.
Like Xavier Booker. Yeah, there's been multiple guys like that over the years. So I still think maybe a couple guys will transfer out because we did talk about how many guys they have on the roster next season. But, yeah, no updates on Michigan or Michigan State portal guys yet. You mentioned it earlier. Juke Harris set for an official visit with Michigan this week. He's one of the top guys, top 10 guy in the portal right now from Wake Forest. In the NBA, the Thunder locked up the 1 seed in the Western Conference yesterday. So we have the West and the East team set. Of course, the Pistons are the 1 seed in the East. OKC the 1. They're probably still your favorite, or you like the Spurs over them?
I like the Thunder should be the favorites. I like the Spurs if they're dogs. The Thunder should be favorites, though.
I mean, they are dogs.
I will be picking the Spurs.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Like, Thunder deserve to be favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're just going to pick them because...
I mean, if I always pick the favorite, what would be the point?
It's a good point. You could be like Colin Cowherd, though. He always
That's
picks
more
the
so
favorite.
for March Madness.
Yeah, I think it's for everything. He loves favorites.
Yeah, but the Spurs are, it's not like they're some crazy underdog. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, you're right. Speaking of games played, we were talking about it with Cade. The big fight take that Ben had yesterday and that he hates the Savannah Bananas. Reynaldo Lopez of the Braves and Jorge Soler of the Angels each suspended 7 games for that brawl that they had go down. So, I mean, that's the one part about the fights. You love the fights, man, but 7 games. I mean, that's a whole week. That's tough.
I guess it's also the equivalent of like a 3 or 4 game suspension in the NBA or hockey. Not that they'd ever be suspended.
I will say this, because you said baseball fights are the best, and I don't disagree. They're like fun, but the fight that the Pistons and the Hornets had this year was like a real like fun fight, right?
Yeah, that doesn't happen very often though.
But like when those do happen,
correct. I also think there's a feeling when those are happening of like what's about to happen, like almost a little fearful.
I
just
agree.
because
I get
the
a little-
fans are so close and
Yes.
there's a potential disaster situation. Whereas baseball,
that's a
like
good point.
baseball, it's just like there. What's the worst thing could happen?
People
One of
might
the players
throw some stuff on the field, maybe. Yeah,
It's not going to hit the guys though.
exactly. Yeah, that's true. I do get a little bit fearful every time the Pistons get in a scuffle, just because I'm like, no, guys, no. Like, but
Not even
also
the
I'm like,
suspension stuff. Like it has the ability to get ugly so fast.
and they also are just like the biggest guys. These
Yeah.
guys are 6'9", 260, throwing punches at each other. Like
and if
that's
it leaks into the crowd, which it has gotten close a couple times, that could get real dangerous. Obviously, we've seen that.
Well, even remember like the Timberwolves and the Pistons. I think that was last year or the year before. That was last year. That one scuffled into the crowd. Like that they were literally in behind the hoop in the stands going at it. So interesting stuff.
Hey, just so you know, Jason Kelsey's eating again.
Love
Live
that.
TV.
Love that. Instead of covering the players that are playing in the Masters, why
That's
not?
not fun.
It's not fun at all. You're right. Update though on the Masters right now. We're still waiting for Scotty Scheffler to tee off, of course, later. Bryson DeChambeau, though, has teed off. Rory McIlroy has teed off. Tommy Fleetwood at the top of the leaderboard right now.
How do we watch
3
this?
under. I got it up on the Golf Channel back behind me right now.
Okay.
So that's how I'm watching it right now. But yeah, Tommy Fleetwood right now at the top of the leaderboard, 3 under through 6. Shout out to Tommy Fleetwood, man. He had a really good year last year, winning his first major of his PGA Tour career. DeChambeau even through 5. Rory McIlroy even through 4. That's all I got for the news, Ben.
There we go. We'll have our 2 traditions to close everything out when we come back. This here's the Ben Bosscher Show on 100.9 The Mitt. Mr. Appliance is your go-to fast, reliable home appliance repair right here in Midland. From refrigerators to ovens, washers, and dryers, and more. They'll get you back up and running with confidence. Keep your home running smoothly with Mr. Appliance. Schedule service today at MrAppliance.com.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, let's do a couple Mitt messages, and then we'll get to our 3 traditions to close every show. The first of those, I think they're all Tigers related. This one is on Kevin McGonigle swinging at 3-0 pitches. Says, got to know the bases, got to know the situation. 3-0, they would have loaded the bases with a walk. Come on now, that can't happen again. Yeah, no, it is. Like, as much as we were joking about him being the youngest brother that can do no wrong, McGonigle, we got to be a little, like, you got to really love the pitch on a 3-0. I'm not saying he can never swing on a 3-0 pitch, but you got to really love it. And I don't know if that's been the case as much of it as it's been just like a, hey, I got the green light, so I'm going to swing.
So I have to swing. That's kind of what it feels like, yeah.
Got a text says, we hate Riley for doing the same thing as Schwarber, and at least Riley plays a little defense.
Yeah, the problem is Schwarber actually hits 50 homers every year.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least 40.
And Riley, we didn't like it last year, and I hope Riley finds a balance between not swinging at garbage and still being aggressive. But it feels like he went too far the other way, right? Like, he was a 36 home run guy who struck out 200 times. Dude, I'd be fine if you struck out 180 times and hit 36 home runs. Now you're just not hitting home runs because you're not being aggressive. You're not hunting fastballs. Feels like he's hunting the perfect pitch, and he's a little bit too far in his head, and it's gone the other way. One more text that says, this one's from Will. He says the ABS system was used early on in the game, so Riley could not use it near the end. Yeah, but they got it right. They still had a challenge at that point, when he totally could have used a challenge but decided not to. One more. I'm more upset about Harris not getting a couple bats that could drive runners in on second, more than I'm upset with him for not resetting Scooble. Green and Torque were trending down towards the end of the year. This was predictable.
Yeah, but, like, what are you going to do? Not bring those guys back? Like,
yeah, I don't. That's one thing I'm actually not mad at Scott Harris
based off
for.
of what happened last year, I don't know what other additions they could have made outside of – I don't want to say adding a third baseman because –
Keith has been great.
Keith is the third baseman. Like, I don't really know what position they needed to add. A center fielder maybe? Meadows has been fine. Like
Keith, Dingler, and McGonigle have been really good this season. It's literally just a matter of your guys from last year that were considered the heart of the lineup in Green and Torque and Kerry Carpenter haven't done all that much. That's what this comes down to. If you would have said one of those guys had a down year, wouldn't have shocked me. All 3 of them having a down year, pretty surprising. I don't think all of them will end up having a down year. But if all 3 of those guys are going to be doo-doo in any single game, they're probably not going to win that game.
not doo-doo.
All right, let's do the first tradition we have, which is our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Lock of the day, I'm going to go sit on my couch and watch the Masters.
That sounds like a lock of the day. Yeah, lock of the day. I'm doing nothing the next 4 days except watching golf. That's a lock of the day. You actually hit yesterday, by the way.
Shockingly.
Both of us this morning were like, oh, man, another L for lock of the day. Riley Green, he did the 3 hits, RBIs, runs. Well, that RBI single he hit late in the game, he ended up coming around and scoring. It's actually hit, so it's your first hit of the week. Still in a rough spot. 6.16 units down. Hey, 616.
Shout out.
Grand
Rapids.
That's Ben's squad right there.
Surprised you knew that.
Surprise, I live in the state of Michigan. 6.16 units down in overall in 2026. 2.03 units down in the month of April. You're also 0.65 units down this week. So you have a chance to get back up above 500 on the week here.
Today I'm taking the Tigers. I feel like they do this a lot where this is more of like a feel thing than it is a statistical thing, other than the fact that the Minnesota opposing pitcher has an 11 ERA through 2 starts today. So I'm not all that worried about the opposing team's pitcher. The issue is I do feel like they do this. On these getaway days where they have a day game, they just light it up all of a sudden. And they're like, see, what are you worried about? I know we lost 3 games to Minnesota, 4 games in a row. And then they just go back home with that many runs up on the board. I just feel like, I don't know what it is. Something about today screams we are going to put up a ton of runs. So I have them over 4.5 runs for a plus 106 bet today.
Yeah, that's definitely just a feel thing because
It totally is.
in their 2-day getaway games this season, like final game of the series, 1 p.m. day games, 0 runs put up in those games. 0.
Yeah, but they didn't lose 4 games going into those games.
Oh, right. Yeah, they did lose 4 games going into the St. Louis series, and that's where they won 2 in a row. So that's a good thing to look at. Yeah, they've only scored 5 runs in back-to-back games twice this season. So hasn't happened very much. They scored 6 last night. That's why I'm going to fade.
Okay. That is our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Game of the day. Must-see TV. Hit it.
Game of the day.
The Celtics and Knicks play tonight, which I think is interesting. I think that division is technically still up in the air, but at the same time, like, the Celtics are just going to get the 2 seed. There's not a whole lot they can do to. I mean, yeah, they're up 3 games on the Knicks. They're going to get the 2 seed.
Are you allowed to just do? Can the Masters be the game of the day?
Yeah, can it?
Right? I mean, it's not really a game. Maybe it can't be until Sunday because Sunday is when it's fully decided.
Yeah, but we don't have a show on Sunday. You know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm going to say the Masters is the game of the day. Any pushback?
No, I mean that's I was the one that threw it out there, so I think that should be the game of the day.
I love it. What's your favorite part about
Jack
watching
Flaherty?
golf?
I don't care.
I never was super into this until last year, and then it was really the Masters from last year that got me interested in watching golf when Rory, he was way out of it, and then he got himself back into it, and then he choked it on hole 18 to go into the shootout, and then he won in the shootout, and it was just all so cinematic that I basically became a golf fan right then and there.
I mean, I love the casualness of watching golf, but I think my favorite part about it is watching these guys' recovery shots is
insane.
Just that's my favorite part about watching it because they're pros, but some of them will still have tough shots off the tee, and what they're able to do to recover some of these shots that are clearly in very difficult situations on some of the toughest courses in the country, like that's my favorite part about watching all of these major events.
Yeah, all the time I'll be like, this guy's screwed, and then he's puts it on the green.
Yeah, just still birdies. Yeah, that's my favorite part for sure.
Am I allowed to just say Sunday? Does that count?
No,
you
can't say Sunday. You could just say today. Oh, you're saying your favorite part of the Masters?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that is the best part of the Masters. Whoever wins, like you're entered into a fraternity of winning the Masters. Like it's a cool thing.
Okay, there it is. Game of the day is the Masters.
Game of the day.
You know what that actually is? It's 2 words. The Masters.
I got 2 words for you. Steve Nash and Chris Paul. Must-see TV.
Boom.
That is 2 words. Nice.
First time. Okay, what do we think Colin opens with? And we didn't keep score yesterday because we had a Loons game, so we're still tied, right?
Yeah, we're still tied, and I just get screwed over, by the way. Oh, no, wait.
You can flip it.
No, you get screwed over. Let's go.
Okay, I was just going to say we can flip it.
No, we can't because it's always been this. It's how I keep track of who goes first.
Okay.
Even show or odd show. So you got screwed over yesterday. Sorry, Ben. It happens. So it's my turn to go first. 49-49. Chance to get to 50, man. What a big-time milestone this would be. Now, what do I pick? What do I pick? Masters? No way he leads with Masters unless he does like a Tiger Woods thing, which
seems unlikely.
Seems unlikely. I'm with you there. OKC clinched up the 1 seed last night. Feels like maybe there's some juice there. Outside of that, it's like, okay, if there's nothing going on in the news, this is where I go to the NFL. Kirk Cousins said, I don't think I should be the starter if I'm not the best quarterback on the team. I'm going to go to the Raiders quarterback room. Fernando Mendoza, Kirk Cousins. That's going to be my lead. I don't love it.
I'll go with Mike Vrabel.
A day late?
Do we know what he led with yesterday?
No, we were listening to Loons baseball.
I think this is still equally as big of a story.
He could have led with
today.
this yesterday, yeah.
I think this is still as equally as big of a story as it was yesterday. The fact that there's a NFL coach potentially having an affair with an NFL reporter, that seems like a big deal.
It seems like a big deal. It is potentially, though. That is worth noting.
All the clips of Diana Rossini
man.
trashing
the
her husband
are just coming out.
I've seen like 7 different accounts of her just trashing her husband on live TV.
Her saying she second-guessed getting married to her husband because she had a phone call with Jimmy Garoppolo the night before her wedding is one of the wildest things I've ever heard.
Saying she never posts her husband because he's average looking. Just insanity.
Oh, that poor guy.
989-837-6125. Appreciate everybody for tuning in today. Go follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok by searching 100.9 The Mitt or The Ben Bosscher Show, wherever you get your podcasts as well. You can listen to the show back in that department as well. Have fun watching the Masters. We will be back at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Hopefully not recapping a Red Wings collapse, but hey, you never know. This is the Ben Bosscher Show on 100.9 The Mitt. Hope it was worth it. See ya.
The Ben Bosscher